Steph Curry is obviously a living legend. And as of right now, well, there's not much to look forward to with him in Golden State because they're just not good. And so we would all like to see Steph. Well, most of us would like to see Steph Curry play in a competitive situation, play for a championship caliber team, play with some more superstars. And well, he was caught in Boston golfing. And that sparked rumors that maybe the Celtics, who just lost Jaylen Brown, might be trying to team up Steph Curry with Jason Tatum. And now we are here because not only does Steph Curry need to get out of Golden State, but Boston could be a good landing place. But it's not just Boston. Maybe Miami with Giannis. Maybe Houston with KD. And then there's a bunch of other teams. Maybe home in Charlotte. There's a lot of places where Steph Curry could go, compete, potentially win a ring, play with another superstar. But fellas, Chill, Mars, Ox, Damian, I would like to hear how you guys feel about Steph Curry leaving Golden State and Steph Curry golfing in Boston.
If I'm not mistaken,
golf.
Nah, Ox, you can't be out nowhere. Nope, that's not the way this works, Ox. No, anytime you out somewhere, it got to be something to it. Like they got great golf courses in Massachusetts, but that's not why you there. You there because you're trying to get on with the Boston Celtics. That's exactly why you're there. Just like they got great golf courses in South Florida, but you ain't in South Florida to golf, Ox. You down there because you're trying to get with the Miami Heat. That's why you down there. You can't just be down there just to hang out.
Oh, and
because,
he wasn't just golfing. He was golfing with Jason Tatum too. So it wasn't just a race. He wasn't just out there just golfing.
Which, by the way, Ron, I know him. Like I've been in the league for 18 years. I know this dude. This isn't like this.
How often do they golf together?
Well, apparently not as much.
Have we caught him golfing before?
Well, maybe not. Maybe not. But as far as we might not even know that, they boys. Like, even though, they did lose and they lost to them in the NBA championship, like that could be his man and we don't even know it. And hey, Damian, I'm gonna be in Melbourne and I want to hit the golf course. And Damian's like, absolutely, this is the spot that we could go to. Nobody knows that Damian and I, even though we've been competitors the whole time, like, this is my man. And I'll call him up from time to time. Hey, Dame, I'm in your town. Yo, I was wondering if you'd like to have some dinner. Yeah, chill. Let's meet let's meet here. Let's meet there. Nah, I'm trying to get on that crew that Damian is on. No, that's not the way that works.
I mean, they won Olympic gold together. So,
by the way,
there's a relationship there, obviously. But man, if this would happen, especially for the Celtics, on an already crazy offseason, I think this will break the whole internet, man. Like, it sounds crazy, but as you guys know, man, this is a never say never league. And I think, like, for the Celtics side of things, like, there's been a general consensus that the Celtics offseason, it's been a little bit weird. Like, some people have come around to understand the Jaylen Brown trade, but a lot of people still don't understand it, still don't think they got enough value back for him. But bringing in Steph would be crazy. The East Coast would be crazy. It would change everything, obviously, for them. I don't know. I looked a bit into it, just like curiosity-wise. I think a framework like money-wise would look something like Paul George, Sam Hauser, and some picks. So I don't know how much that entices a Warriors team that is familiar with some bad money. But it's fascinating. It's very fascinating to think about, man. And I'm sure on the side of some of these birdies, they're having some of these conversations maybe.
Yeah, of course. You know how that goes, I mean, like, we're golfing. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna talk. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
But that, of course, it's come up, and this rumor didn't just start. Like, this rumor's been going on for about a week now, I believe. So, first of all, Paul George getting traded for Jaylen Brown is already crazy. But now Paul George getting traded for Steph Curry, like, that
compounds the craziness. That compounds ridiculous.
Like, okay, Paul George. Hey, Paul George, your stock is high, buddy.
For real. So we could get Jaylen Brown for Paul George. Then we could turn around and we can get Steph Curry for Paul George. Damn, Ox.
Yeah, no, that's insanity. But I mean, let's really talk about it though, Chill. Because first of all, I want to say I've been telling the war, well, not obviously not telling the Warriors because I don't know anybody on that staff, but I've been telling the world right here on national YouTube television that it's time. It's been time to part ways with Steph Curry, not because he's not a living legend, not because he's not one of the best shooters we've ever seen, not because he's not one of the best point guards to ever walk the earth. Chill. Not because he's the most not the most dangerous man we've ever seen on the basketball court, because he absolutely is all of those things. He's the most dangerous man we've ever seen walk the earth on this basketball court. I'm sorry?
That you've ever seen on the basketball court.
Real talk. Who's more dangerous than Steph Curry?
We don't got time for that conversation.
You think number 8 is more
Nah,
dangerous?
I want to hear this.
Who? Number 8. Stepping on the floor. Quiet, Mars. You pipe down over there, Mars. You quiet, Mars.
The guy that y'all disrespected yesterday.
There's never ever.
Nah.
Chris Paul? Never ever been a more dangerous man than Steph Curry. There's only Steph and Shaq
and Jay.
No.
Wilt not in these talks.
Wilt is 100% in these talks.
I mean, sure, but
George Mikan.
Has anyone ever bended the defense more, Ox, than Steph Curry?
There's never been a more dangerous man to ever walk the earth. We've never seen a gun like this before. Okay,
how come his
this
gun
is like
ain't never had
this
81 calibers.
This is like
shout out to Bam, man. Shout out to Bam.
Hey! I knew Real Talk was going there. I did. I knew Real Talk was going there.
Anytime I hear that 81 shit, we going straight to Bam out of Anytime
this
I
is
hear
like
that
this
81
is like this is like when the
shout out to Klay
Germans.
Thompson, I guess. Shout out to Klay Thompson.
Hey, Real Talk.
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
It's
beautiful
that
that
you're
you're finally
bringing up all these other people. I'm talking about one person.
I brought up 2 people.
I'm talking about one person. So how about you stay up out of this?
Yeah, he had 2
You've
good
already
games.
pissed me off this morning.
Real Talk. It is beautiful that you're finally
getting your blood pressure up right now. Hell yes, Steph Curry.
I could just bring up Wilt for both of them. You know what I'm saying? But
it is amazing though, Real Talk, that you're finally respecting the immortal Klay Thompson. That's a beautiful thing. But this is like when the Germans introduced them different types of tanks in World War II. Like that's what Steph Curry is to the world. Like Steph Curry's different. You know what I'm saying? Like
he you know what I'm saying? He one of them.
No, he's not one of them. No, he's not one of them. He's talking about the weapon. The weapon would be the weapon, Mars, would be the tank. It wouldn't be the actual army. No, it's not Mars. You're not doing that. This
is like when them automatic weapons start getting introduced. Like Steph is one of them. Like Steph is different, bro. And we all know this. We've had this conversation before, and y'all all know what I meant when I said that. Like let's not play around.
I mean, he one of, you know what I'm saying.
But I mean, anyways, though, I've been saying this already, and it's not because of any of those reasons. Like Steph Curry was supposed to be out of Golden State 2 seasons ago, because the Golden State Warriors need to continue on, their franchise. Like after Steph Curry's done, like they still got to operate. Like they still got a business to operate. You know what I mean? So why, when Steph really has value, would they not go after some young talent and as many draft picks as possible? I don't think his value is anywhere near where it was at the start of the 24 season. You know what I'm saying?
You think they dropped the ball holding on to him for as long as they did?
Absolutely, too. And in their mind, I see what they're doing. Like, okay, let's go get Jimmy Butler and let's see what we can do. And then Jimmy gets hurt, and let's try to bring Kevin Durant back, and all that type of stuff. But nah, like they should have got off of Steph. They should, after the season when he put us to sleep in that Game 7. Like after that 23 season, that was the time right there. Like Steph's value is still high. You know what I mean? We can still continue on without him, and it's no knock to Steph Curry. It's just like why would we sit around and let this happen? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, if you can get off of Steph, fine, but not for Paul George.
Ox, I think the problem that we're having, especially Warriors fans and Curry fans in particular, is that he's still really damn good. That's the problem. And it's difficult to come off of a guy, especially from a fan perspective and a business perspective, because like the moniker has said Steph Curry for the last like 17 years. And now we don't really have, if you're thinking about what's going on right now, he's still selling out. He's still selling tickets in the Chase Center. They still love him up there. With that being said, he unfortunately can't perform every night, but he still, when he performs, is really good. So it's difficult. Like they're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place where, like, do we come off of this guy or do we hold on to him? Like what are we doing here when it comes to Steph Curry? I personally think after the 22 season, when they won the NBA championship, that's when the iron was hot. That's when the iron was hot, and that's when I think that they should have struck, because all of those guys had the most value. And I think that was the best time to move off of all of those guys. They thought, yo, we getting the band back together, so we're going to run this back. It's obvious that it was over. Like you want another one. Okay, great. Now we have to definitely move forward in building this team. And does that mean that we have to do it without Steph Curry? Some hard decisions have to be made, and I don't think they were prepared to make those.
Chill, has a Finals MVP ever been traded like a month after winning the Finals MVP?
A month, actually a year and a half. Not a year and a half. I'm sorry. Let's see. Shaq won the NBA. He won the Finals MVP in 2002. 2 years later, he was traded, but not a month after. No.
I'm talking about that offseason though.
No, not.
Like, I don't think after the 22 season they could have got off of Steph. Like they would have rioted in the Bay. Like, no way. But after the 23 season,
you can't get him.
No, I don't think you can.
No,
but I don't.
Draymond, maybe, get his ass up out of here.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I don't think any of us enjoy watching Steph compete every night on a mediocre team, right? But I've never been a fan of organizations wasting prime years of a superstar. Organizations wait their entire lives for a guy like Steph Curry. So you should never be sitting on your hands. But in saying that, when I put my capologist hat on, this is also a guy making nearly 40% of the cap by himself. So he's the highest paid player in the league next year. It's hard to build around that, especially when he's not sort of a consensus top 5 guy. He's also extension eligible on the 29th of August for another 2 years and $136 million. So it's going to be very interesting to see what the Warriors front office do there. But I mean, like Ox, you made this point. The Warriors front office haven't made any moves. But when you look at their cap sheet, there's a part of me that understands why, because being competitive for so long takes a toll. Like in theory, Curry should be retiring, and the franchise should be moving on to the next phase of their sort of existence. But they're in a tricky spot, and Draymond opts out of his deal, and then he re-signs essentially for the same money he opted out of. So that's a movable contract now. But they're like, to me, like if Curry gets hurt, they're a sneaky like relegation team. Like it could get that ugly that quickly for them because they just don't have a lot of flexibility to improve the roster right now. So I agree with you. I think they should have moved on. When they should have moved on is a tough decision. I think there's some, loyalty stuff baked in there. I think there's some of that. I think they still think he has a lot in the tank, which I think he does as well, but not enough to like carry a team nowadays. So it's a tricky situation, man. But I think especially if he doesn't sign this extension at the end of August, I think this momentum for some of this rumor mill, for some of these reports will start to ramp up significantly.
That is the problem with, number one, you said that you don't like when teams waste prime years. So are you suggesting that Curry is still in his prime, or what are you saying?
I think he's similar. I don't think he's in his prime, but I think he's similar to like the LeBron situation. I think where he could take a team over the top, for example. So if the roster construction would have to be almost perfect, but he's still a guy that on any given night can be the best player in the world. So I don't think he's in his
million. He can do that.
No, not for 60. That's the only problem. He's taking up too much
damn
money. Yeah, he's taking up too much damn money, which is the
wherever
issue.
Team he goes to, he's making the most on the team. It's more than putting him over the top.
You can't. He just can't
on the roster.
He just can't sign that extension, essentially.
And he will sign that extension.
He'd most definitely. Well, he probably will sign.
Which is why this is a funny conversation, because give it about 3.5 weeks, he's going to be re up with the Golden State Warriors. But here we are.
Exactly. So that's.
Would you be offering him that? If you're the Warriors front office?
Yes, he's Steph Curry. Absolutely. I'm offering him whatever he wants.
He's built the franchise, so we're offering him the money. And Steph Curry.
So we can let you tear something down just because you built it.
Individual should take the money.
Yeah.
Now here's the conundrum that these old players are putting these teams in.
I'm more than really fine with that. We got 4 championships, so I'll give you $700 million.
Sorry, real talk. There's only one conundrum, and the conundrum is where you guys are eating at. You see, you need to get out them fast food lines. You need to get out them dirty cafeterias. And you need to get into Factor meals because really, well, this is where you can hit all your nutrition goals. This is where you can have the most convenience. And this is where you can eat healthy and fulfill your taste obligations. Now, here's the thing, y'all. When I be on the panel, it'd be 3 to 4 hours of me just sitting here, and I'd be starving. I'll be building up appetite cooking guys like Real Talk, Swiper, Chill, and anybody else that has an opposing opinion to me. And so when I get off the panel, I'll be starving. And then I go into my kitchen and I look at all the groceries in there. And I don't have the energy because I've just spent all my energy cooking everybody on the panel that I don't have time to get in my kitchen and cook, or I don't really have the energy either. And so that's where Factor Meals comes in, and it makes eating healthy, well, easy. You see, eating healthy isn't a willpower problem for me. It's a setup problem until I found good old Factor Meals. And now I'm hitting my nutrition goals this season without planning, without having to make them stubborn grocery runs, and without having to exhaust my energy cooking outside of the panel, that is. You see, Factor Meals has my goals built into it, whether that's weight loss or overall nutrition, whether that's more protein, or whether that's GLP-1 support, whatever it is. Factor Meals has it for you. If you want to add on, more protein for strength and workout recovery, check out Factor Meals Muscle Pro collection. That's how I put on 30 pounds of, not 30, I'm sorry. That's how I put on 15 pounds of muscle last year. And that's how I'm going to put on 15 pounds of muscle this year. That's where I got the 30 from. But also too, every meal is crafted with functional ingredients, lean proteins, colorful veggies, whole foods, and healthy fats. Factor Meals bans 175 ingredients. There's no artificial coloring, there's no sweeteners, and there's no high fructose corn syrup, no refined seed oils, just nutrient-dense food. Just how you like it, just how you need it. Fresh, never frozen, over 100 rotating weekly meals, including globally inspired flavors like Mediterranean, Asian. Damien knows what I'm talking about because they eat real good in the land down under with Factor Meals. So there's always something new and something fresh and something fire to look forward to. You could try newly launched ready-to-eat salads and vibrant ingredients. You can get just about anything that you want, especially when you get to the shrimp, steak, and salmon. Boy, it don't get too much better than that. They got a lot of chicken meals too, Mars. You should get on that. But either way it goes, it's ready to heat and eat in 2 minutes. Factor shops, preps, cooks, and delivers these meals straight to your door, right to your doormat, right into your refrigerator. You don't have to go get it. It's coming to you. So, if this sounds good to you, which it should sound good to you, because if it doesn't sound good to you, then you just don't know what's good for you. You need to go to factormeals.com/playerschoice50 off and use code playerschoice50 off to get 50% off and free daily greens per box. Yes, you can get some free daily greens per box that you order with a new subscription only while supplies last until September 27, 2026. You need to get on it because that's next month, but hey, you have plenty of time. We will see you guys in the kitchen, but we won't see you guys cooking in the kitchen because your meals will already be ready. Factormeals.com/playerschoice50 off. Go eat good. Speaking of cooking and the chef and all of that good stuff.
Nice job, Ron, by the way. Nice job, Ron.
Thank you, Chill. Thank you.
Yes,
I
nice
practiced
job,
that all night last night.
Yes,
but where actually, my bad, real talk. Where were you?
Yeah, I was saying something. So
Before you were so rudely interrupted.
yes.
Were you saying
It
something?
was a lot. He was
Shout out
capping,
to
but he was talking.
Factor Meals. 5-minute ad reads. We appreciate them and we love
Thank you very much.
Now, what I was saying was the conundrum that these old players are putting these teams in is the fact that they're still really good, but they're not worth number one money and probably can't be the best players on championship teams anymore. But they still give you the splashes of that. And so they can kind of, maybe mislead you or misguide you. It's like before the 7th, 8th, 9th best player in the league were people like, LeBron James and Steph Curry and Kevin Durant. When they used to be like Paul George, who was the 8th best player in the league, nobody said, oh, Paul George is good enough to be the number one of the championship team. By the time we got past, like the Indiana or OKC years, even in Paul George at his best, a lot of people didn't think he could be the best player on the championship team. Nobody really thinks that of the 8th, 9th best player in the league. But because their name is now Steph Curry or LeBron James, and you want to just believe in the history of the player, that can maybe misguide you a little bit. Like Kevin Durant right now, to me, can't be the best player on the championship team, even though he has the production, or his production would say otherwise.
But real talk, money aside.
But see, real talk, what you're doing right now is you're making it hard. You're making it really difficult. And the reason why you're making it difficult is because in the pantheon of players in the NBA today, August of 2026, where's Steph Curry?
He's probably like the 9th best.
So we're looking at any
best player in the league.
Is that ridiculous, Ron? You think that's ridiculous?
No, I with real talk saying that, I would think that he would have him lower at like 15 or something. If he's the 9th best player in the league, why can't
9th best player?
And that's what I'm saying. For you to say that he can't lead a team and he's the 9th best player in the NBA, that we just watched Jalen Brunson do it. And on a lot of people's scales, he's
Jalen Brunson
in and around
is
that.
making $10.
Yeah,
No, I understand.
Number one, Mars. Number two,
I understand the money.
Younger than him too. Don't do
I
that.
understand. No, chill. That doesn't
Jalen
apply.
Brunson's better than Steph Curry.
He can be. What I'm saying is money aside.
It's not can be.
Steph Curry can lead. He can lead the right team. If you take Jalen Brunson off that team and put Steph Curry,
I don't think he's the number one on the championship team.
Yeah, I don't think the
availability,
right team
all of
exists
that.
when he's making $62 million.
$60
And it's not
million.
just like, just swap him with Jalen Brunson. It's like the issue is he's making $25 million more than Jalen Brunson. So there's no such thing as swap him with Jalen Brunson because it's logistically impossible to do that because he's making.
We're talking about skill set right now. Like that's.
But we know, but it doesn't apply because the reason Jalen Brunson won a championship is because he was making so little they were able to build this team around him. That's not logistically possible with Steph. So yes, do I think Steph could win on the Knicks?
We know
sure,
that
but it's not possible to do it. So real talk's point about winning with Steph Curry as their number one is pertaining to the fact that he's making the money he's making. That was the first point he made. It was the first bullet point. Steph is making this much money but he's not capable of providing the impact that those guys making that much money are. Therefore, he can't win a champ. That was the first point he made. You can't then pivot and say Jalen Brunson because that counts as the first point he made.
With that being said, okay, Mars, we get it. Okay,
we understand.
We get it. What I'm saying though is nobody in the league can do that.
You guys are arguing something that's irrelevant then at that point.
But okay, nobody in the league that makes $60 million can do that. Jokic can't do that. Giannis can't do that. Wemby can't do that.
You can win a championship with Jokic or Wemby or Giannis making $60 million, in my opinion.
But look,
if the limits apply to Steph, then the limits apply to Dave.
Steph Curry's not even at that level
$60 million
anymore.
in a couple years.
That's the point. Steph Curry's not at that level. All these players you guys are bringing up are better than Steph Curry. Like regardless, and that goes even further to the point I was making before the Factor Read ad is that Steph Curry's making way more money than he can to build a championship team around him. First, because that was the first thing he brought up, like Mar said. Understood, right? He's making more than what he can do anyway. Like Steph Curry, that's why I was saying the extension or whatever he's going to be eligible for. The Warriors shouldn't give him that. The Warriors shouldn't even consider giving him that. That's
if they want to win. if they want to win. But if they want to just sell tickets,
we're talking. This whole title is about what's being reported. It's reported that it's rumors. It's reported rumors that Steph Curry is going to go to Boston. There's also been reported rumors that the front office in Golden State are looking past the Steph Curry years. So they must be wanting to win, right? So that's not an option to give Steph Curry that amount of money. We can't talk about him with Jalen Brunson because Jalen Brunson took a pay cut and is better than Steph Curry at this point in their careers. Like this isn't the same situation at all. Steph's not at that level of play anymore. Steph Curry's he's gonna not rob the franchise, but he's gonna put the franchise in a chokehold, a headlock, and strangle them and put them in a situation where they can't do anything anyway. And then they're gonna just walk into the twilight of Steph Curry's career, winning 43 games. Losing in the first round or losing in the play-in, and that's just what's going to happen in Golden State for the next three seasons.
What exactly is wrong with Steph Curry retiring as a Warrior, though? If Steph wants to retire as a Warrior,
there's something wrong for the franchise.
I guess the question is, do you have a plan to do something with the money that you were going to be paying Steph Curry?
Because he comes off the books after the season, Ox. He comes off.
Yeah, they're gonna give that money to Brandon Podziemski.
But the counter to that, though,
real talk. Once again, the reports are that they're looking into the future to remain competitive. They're looking past the Steph Curry years. Those are the reports, right? So they must have some type of plan. That's their job. And if their plan is to give the money to pods, then this isn't a serious franchise. And I respect the Golden State Warriors franchise much more than that.
A lot of the reason why Kobe had got that last contract in LA was for similar reasons. People were like, oh my goodness, why would you pay Kobe all that money? And then you look and it's like, well, who else were they going to pay? Who else?
Thank you money is ridiculous. The thank you money was the contracts you signed. I'm paying you while you're doing it. You're getting hundreds of millions of dollars. That's the thank you.
I earned that.
Steph is making thank you money right now, but that's fine.
What happened to the Lakers? That gap after Kobe retired after that thank you money.
What happened to them? They went in the tank.
They had D'Lo and Brandon Ingram, and then they got Lonzo.
That's what they were building.
And then we packaged that up to get Anthony Davis.
They actually weren't in that bad of a spot, to be fair, in terms of like the young assets they had.
D'Lo.
They had 3 number 2 picks, and they had Julius Randle as well.
They had Julius Randle too.
Yeah, they won in a bad spot.
And they had Brook Lopez.
In a bad spot.
Chill. If you can use the player. Like Steph Curry, who still has some value, if you can use him to then bring in some more young players already, I'm not talking about in the draft. I'm talking about before he's done. Bring those young players in now, build with them, and have the draft picks. You're putting your franchise in a good position to be competitive.
If we being honest,
there's no reason, there's no law that says if a player wins championships for him and you pay him handsomely that you have to continue to pay him while he gets old and just not compete anymore because of what?
But he's still good.
No one said it's a law.
Appreciation.
I just said I would do it. I never said it's a law.
But he's still good. Also, it's not like he's like a bad player. He's a good player. He's a really
but another factor.
We got him and Draymond Green.
For what we're trying to do, though, Damian, that's my question. For what we're trying to do.
I know, but another factor we're not considering here is like what Steph Curry wants. Steph Curry strikes to me as a person who doesn't want to just sail off into the sunset and win 40 games a year. I think Steph Curry is someone who feels like he has something left in the tank, that he can still make a difference, that he can still compete for championships. Steph Curry was open in his recruiting of LeBron because he thinks that he still has enough as a leader of a team to go and compete for titles. So another factor in all of this is there is a world that exists where Steph Curry also comes to the front office and says, hey, it's been a good run. We've won championships together. Can we find a way to reroute me to a team where maybe I can have a chance again? And that's also a variable here that I think a lot of people are underrating. There is a loyalty factor here. Sure. I hear you guys, but there seems to also be like this obsession with loyalty now in the NBA. Like it's some sort of like noble act when we see franchises and players move how they feel year to year. This isn't the same NBA landscape like it once was. Is like no one really remembers Tony Parker in Charlotte or Dennis Rodman in LA. Like times have changed. So like this wouldn't change anything for him. His jersey is still going up in the rafters. He's still going to get a statue. The infatuation with loyalty in the league, I think now needs to stop. It doesn't really matter for a player like Steph Curry if he played for multiple franchises. So that's a factor here too. Does Steph Curry still want to be on a team that can compete for titles?
I think
he's still going to feel this way when Steph signs his extension that he's prioritizing winning.
Exactly.
Well, that's
we are 4 weeks away from Steph signing a 2-year 150 or whatever it is. Are we still going to say he's prioritizing winning? Are we still going to be like,
we're not going to say that.
I guess they need to reroute him to a team that obviously no contender can trade for him. So are we still going to be of this mindset or what? What's the conversation?
Once he signs that shows that nobody's prioritizing winning. Him nor the franchise.
To Damien's point, okay, we're kind of talking out of both sides of our mouths, to Damien's point. Because on the one hand, Steph Curry has made it clear that he is not ready to retire yet. So he wants to still play. But on the flip side to that, if he wanted out, real talk, he would have been said that. He would have said, yo, I want out. This ain't working no more.
Well, Giannis never said that shit, but you know.
And first of all, Giannis, I don't think Giannis, and to be honest with you, Mars, I don't think he wanted out. I don't.
Oh my God. Okay.
You already know how I feel about Giannis in Milwaukee. I don't think he wanted out.
So then why is he gone? Chill if he didn't want out.
The reason why he's gone.
The same reason you think the Warriors should trade Steph. The Bucks made the best decision for themselves.
Yes, I think that thing ran its course. I think that they did everything that they could for Giannis. Up until this point, they did everything that they could to put him in a position where we can compete for an NBA championship, and this is as far as we've gotten. So it's time to move on. I think that Steph Curry, who's basically garnered enough cachet and enough power, if he asked out, we would have heard about it already. You know what? This ain't working. This is not happening anymore for me here, and I think that it's best that I move somewhere else. And let's be clear, guys. Since 2019, the last 8 NBA champions, guess who made the most money as the man on their crew?
Steph
Curry. Steph Curry.
Chill.
He made more money than Giannis.
Steph been the highest.
Please believe that.
He been getting paid.
Please believe that, real talk.
Yeah.
Please believe that.
And so wait,
ever since Steph's 4-year 44 expired, the one that allowed them to get KD,
they have been making up for that.
He's been the highest paid player in the league like the whole time. Like we're approaching like 10 years. He's been the highest paid player in the league every single year, and the money just keeps going up.
Leaving no bread on the table. That year that they won the NBA,
he took one contract that left him underpaid, and he said never again.
That year that they won the NBA championship in 2006, and that year that they won the NBA championship in 2017 with KD, Ron, would it blow your mind that the unanimous back-to-back league MVP, he was on the books for $12 million? That's a bucket of extra crispy and a six-pack. Yeah, we got this dude for that.
And he getting to it right now, and there is a good chance that he signs that 150. My thing is, I'm not necessarily talking about, and I'm not mad at him. I'm more so talking about it from my selfish desires for Steph Curry,
which is
I want to see him go to a competitive team. Mm-hmm. I'm talking about this merely from a basketball fan's perspective. Golden State, they may be loyal to Steph Curry because he's done what he's done for that franchise. He's the greatest player in their franchise history. Sure. Steph Curry has been in one city for his entire professional career. He's played for one coach, well, 2 coaches, but he's played.
Don Nelson
was there.
So he first got there. He's been there
for. They had that coach in like 2011, but can't remember his name.
He's been with Steve Kerr for a long ass time, and so he's been with Draymond. He's from
9 year.
For 24 games.
Kerr was,
or 20 whatever games.
Right.
Luke, keep smart. You mean Mars? Keep
step in there and show.
There you go. I knew
got to do this.
I think they won like 24 straight actually with Luke Walton.
Yeah, they started season 24-0, I think.
Yeah. But Ron, back to your point.
That got Luke a job.
But Ron, back to your
Luke. It did. It really did.
But Ron, back to your point about him playing on a competitive team. Like we literally just 2 years ago saw them in the semifinals. And if Curry doesn't get hurt, I'm not sure that the Minnesota Timberwolves beat them. I'm not sure about that. But again, here we are in a space with Steph Curry, very much similar, and I know that Ox doesn't want to hear this, where like, maybe this thing has run its course. And maybe it's time to move on. Maybe this thing has just run its course. We've gone as far as we're going to go with Steph Curry. He on the books this year for $62 million.
If they sign him to that deal,
get your money, young fella. I'm not mad.
Yeah, but let's not act like the Warriors have given out favorable contracts to everyone. Like their money has been mismanaged in other areas too. A lot of Warriors fans don't like the Horford deal. A lot of people think Draymond Green is significantly overpaid. A lot of people don't like the Kristaps Porzingis money. Jimmy Butler has dead money on the books when he's not healthy. Like, it's not just giving Steph the 60, it's also what you've done with the rest of the cap too, which hasn't been good.
I mean, they got Jimmy to try and build the contender you guys are asking for Steph to have. Well, it's not their fault he tore his ACL.
No, absolutely. When they got Jimmy, they extended him, right?
And they're paying Draymond because whether we like it or not, Steph and Draymond are attached to the hip. That's whether you want to say that Draymond is living
one problem at a time,
makes him viable, or whatever the case may be. Steph benefits Draymond immensely, but Draymond also benefits Steph. So if you're going to keep Steph around and try and build a contender, likelihood is you're going to have Draymond Green on the team, which means you're probably going to have to pay him. And then you go and get Jimmy Butler because you're trying to build a contender. You go and buy low on Porzingis for the same reason because he's a really good player. But in order to get these players for cheap, they're going to have to come with some sort of baggage. Porzingis comes with the baggage of the health concerns, but he's a really good player when he's available. And that's probably the best bet you have if you're the Warriors. So, like, the Warriors are trying to give Steph the contender you guys are asking for Steph to have. And realistically, based on the money he's making, where's better for him to go? Like, I guess Boston if somehow Paul George turns into Steph Curry. Which, I mean,
Spurs, if they could fleece
De'Aaron
Fox for
Curry, it's going to be the Warriors take back an egregious contract to give.
Well, I mean, with the Spurs though,
to get Steph.
The Spurs can give him value though. Like
your top row are probably the only people who deem De'Aaron Fox as value.
Well, no. I'm not talking about it. Wouldn't just be De'Aaron. It would be like let's say De'Aaron, Carter Bryant, a couple picks, and maybe another young player like that. That would be valuable for them.
But I'm trading Steph Curry for a bad contract.
Well, I mean, you're not about. I'm not talking about De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox is to match the money. I'm talking about a young player like Carter Bryant.
He's the bad contract. So
a young player like Carter Bryant, and let's say who's another young player that they have over there? Carter Bryant, who they just drafted this year. One of the bigs. So let's what's his name? I forgot his name. Yeah. So let's say that dude from UConn, Carter Bryant, two. Let's say, Reed, 2 first-round picks. Like that. That's a good starter pack to move into the future. Yeah, you got De'Aaron Fox's money. Cool,
Draymond
whatever.
Gotta go too.
But my thing is,
gotta go too.
My thing is, the Warriors are going to
Curry for Tyrese Reed and picks.
Well, yeah, they're not about to do anything with them. No, Carter Bryant, 2 first-round picks, and Reed.
And is not up here. We don't need to run Carter Bryant.
I'm not running a Carter Bryant gimmick. I like Carter Bryant as a young player. I'm not saying that he's going to turn into Jimmy Butler on that team, but Carter Bryant is a good
a guy with no knees at 19.
That's a good piece moving forward. Hey, I mean, you can feel how you want to feel about it. My thing is the Warriors are going to be the 9th or 8th seed. I would much rather be the 14th seed. I got some young players. I got 2 picks, and now we're moving forward.
9 or 10 seed these days.
I mean, you never know.
Might as well keep Steph being mid and get a number 1 pick.
Yeah,
it's better than being the 14th seed and getting the 9th.
No, because I would rather get a starter pack and get that pick and have somebody else's pick. I would much rather get that. I would rather get some assets for Steph while he still has some value. Like I don't Steph being on the Warriors doesn't do the Warriors no good. At all.
They're 2.5.
Tyrese Reed being on the Warriors.
They're too late. Chill. This is why I said this when I said it, and everybody was all up in arms. You're just saying that because you're a Steph Curry hater because he took you guys out in 7 and gave you 50 at home. No, I was saying that because now we're at the point we are right now. We're having this conversation that shouldn't even be happening. This conversation shouldn't be happening right now because they should have did this already. This should be over and done with.
Oxen the dude.
And then when even more when they got Jimmy Butler, they extended him, right?
Yeah, they gave
after
him a
Miami.
contract.
Yes.
I think so, yeah.
2 years.
And 2 years, but it was for how much?
He on the books for 56 this year. This is last year's deal. He on the books for 56.
Man, see, in this is everybody was all jumping down Pat Riley's throat. How dare you not want to give Jimmy Butler $75 million? He took y'all to the finals 3 times. See, that's this shit I'm talking about.
And by the way, Jimmy Butler was Plan B, not Plan A. I think Kevin Durant was Plan A, but
yes, he was,
which was interesting.
And Ox sound like the dude in the club with his boys. Like, yo, we running out of money. We might want to get the tab and let's get out of here right now. And these dudes are still in there like, yo, we can do this all night. Let's keep going. Like, listen,
running out of money.
We running out of bread. Let's get the tab. Let's get what we could get. And let's get out of here right now. Nah, yo, we can still. And this goes back to my original logic, real talk, about when things run their course. I think that they tried to retool this thing when they got Andrew Wiggins, when they got Jordan Poole, right? Even when Klay Thompson went down. I think that they tried to retool this thing, only except they won it. And then the Jordan Poole thing happened. And when the Jordan Poole thing happened, and then they won it, it was like, yo, we could keep the band together and we could keep this thing going. And it didn't hurt. I mean, it didn't help. And Steph Curry was still really damn good. Even though at that point, we probably should have gotten off of him. At that point, we should have gotten off of him.
What? But I'm not getting the logic of why though.
Because we're not winning it again. That's why.
But
we're not.
Even still, when it's a player of that caliber in your franchise, when it's a player of that magnitude of your franchise, it's not just like, oh, the second we think we can't win a championship, we have to trade him while he's still a really good player. You have to explain that to your organization. You have to explain that to your fan base. Like you don't just up and trade Steph Curry.
So time out. Hold on, chill. So time out. More than real talk.
Throw your fans on a tank right off winning the championship.
Why are you? That be these NBA teams' problems trying to sell their fans. We are running it. Hey, y'all be fans. Yeah, your job is to do your job. Be a fan. Be a fan when we suck, and be a fan when we're good. Because we just gave y'all 4 championships. So stay down and stay loyal until we get back here, until we find our next Steph Curry.
Steph Curry was still one of the 10 best players on the.
Don't be like real talk, and when we suck, you run across the street to the Clippers. Obviously, stay down until but that's not true. That's not true because the San Antonio Spurs had Tim Duncan once upon a time. Before that, they had David Robinson once upon a time, and now they got Victor Wembanyama. Hey, the Miami Heat had Dwayne Wade once upon a time. They had LeBron James once upon a time. They had Jimmy Butler once upon a time. They sucked for a second, and now they got Giannis.
What, 3 years combined?
That's not the point I'm making. The point I'm making is, eventually another star is going to come through the door.
Beasley. They tanked that year.
They also tanked for Dwayne Wade.
It don't even matter.
Yeah, but you mean eventually another star is going to come? How do you know that?
About fans when we got all this money?
Because it's the NBA.
How do you know eventually there's another star?
Let me know a franchise that hasn't had another star. No, we do know. Every team gets stars.
Ron, but that's not even the point though. Like, yeah, we might never see another Steph Curry ever. I don't care. I'm not gonna sit here and just hemorrhage and let the money
and have a top 10 player in the world.
Because no, wait. Hold on. Because I'm scared that my fans are gonna disagree. That's what I'm talking about. I'm worried that my fans aren't going to understand that we're hemorrhaging money.
No, but the other thing is,
at the time you're saying to trade Steph Curry, he is still one of clearly the best players in the world.
So then the Bucks should have traded
those people.
So then the Bucks should have traded Giannis then.
I've been on the side of.
I'm talking to real talk.
From a Milwaukee perspective, probably not. From a Giannis perspective, I wanted him to get the hell up out of there. Yes.
So what is the point?
I'm talking like Golden State was the Lakers or the Knicks. They was garbage before they got Curry. There's a reason why they got Curry on the crew. There's a reason why they got Draymond on the crew. There's a reason why they got Klay Thompson. There's a reason why they got all them dudes. Because they sucked. They got them dudes in the draft. This team was a fucking dumpster fire before Steph Curry showed up there. Let's stop acting like they were the Lakers or the Knicks and they had that kind of cachet. They did not. That's number one. Real talk. I'd like to explain my logic to you, if I can. What I'm saying is not right after the championship, because that might be a little bit disingenuous. Because again, we won the NBA championship, and the idea is to win it again. Well, let's see what we can do with this group. Well, it was obvious after they lost to the Lakers, even though they were trying to build something, it was obvious after they lost to the Lakers that where we were a year ago, we're not there. No, we're not there. So what we have right now in terms of talent with Clay, with Draymond, with Andrew Wiggins, it's probably best, this is the best time to upgrade this talent. Now, if I want to start over, because we're not going to win the NBA championship again, if the idea is to win the NBA championship, we're probably not going to get Giannis or Joel Embiid or somebody like that to put around Steph Curry where we can compete for the NBA championship again. So if we're not going to be able to do that, and it's probably in our best interest to start over, then these guys, they're at their best value. Draymond, Andrew Wiggins, who am I leaving out? Jordan Poole. These guys, I feel like they're at their best value in order for us to bolster the roster. So maybe we can still at least compete. But if we're trying to win it, we're not getting anybody, even if we do get off of these guys, that are going to supplement to have Curry still be a number one and we're a legit championship contender. We're not, especially considering what was in the Western Conference.
The best chance of competing is with Steph Curry.
Right, it is, Mars. But the difference is with Steph Curry, who also is getting older, and we saw what happened with him getting older. Unfortunately, these injuries started to mount. He still was good, but these injuries started to mount, and he started to break down. So when we bring other guys in, it became more evident that can we really rely on him consistently for us to be a championship contender or win it with him as our guy? Can he physically hold up? Well, now we're at a point where we probably can't. He's going to be 39 years old in March. And I think that we've already passed that threshold. So I think
now we know that the Warriors could have got LaMelo for Draymond. I mean, Minnesota got LaMelo for Naz Reid. They could, you know what I'm saying?
Does that mean that?
They could have got LaMelo 6 years ago if they would have just
Absolutely. They could have drafted. I'm just saying they got him for Nas.
The number one pick. They could have got in.
But, the fan side of this, though, is like another thing. It's not always that fans are upset that they trade the star. Fans usually get the most upset when they can't see the direction of why they traded the star. So, like, Jaylen Brown getting moved, a lot of Celtics fans didn't understand not only the value they got back, but a lot of Celtics fans felt like they woke up the next day and the team was worse when they were in a championship window. The reason why the Dallas Mavericks fans were very upset, not only because Luka went, was because the return for him and the direction after him didn't make any sense in their eyes. So it's not only that Steph Curry might be moved, it would fall better on Warriors fans how they felt if the return or if the direction was very clear. I think in Milwaukee, people understand that the haul we got back for Giannis, for a guy who's had calf injuries, who's a little bit older now, he's above 30, there's questions there. I feel better about that when I'm moving Giannis. But if I move Giannis for something that's not an equal return, that's when I get super, super upset. So if they were to move Steph Curry, Ron, to your point, they were to do business with a team like San Antonio, got a couple good young players back, got some draft capital back, put themselves in a position to maybe land someone else, had some favorable contracts come back that would allow them to sort of reduce their cap sheet in the coming years. I think Warriors fans would understand that more. And then you couple that with Steph also wanting to compete still, and maybe it lands okay with the fans in the franchise.
It's hard to get equal value back for those caliber of players, though. So then you question, why are we trading them in the first place? Which is the point me and Mars have been kind of saying. Exactly.
It's not about equal value, though. Real talk.
But okay. But you just let somebody else talk uninterrupted. Can I talk, please?
Go ahead, real talk. What you got?
Host.
As you were saying, real talk.
Shut up. Tap that mic.
Let's hear this sorry ass take. Come on.
Let's hear
this sorry ass take. Go on.
Tap on that mic and mute it.
Proceed with this raggedy ass take.
Yeah. with my Ron hairline take. Here it is. Okay. So I think that moving off Steph Curry at this point in his career and these older players, they are a conundrum. Why? Because even if you trade Steph Curry at this point, what are you getting back that's going to justify trading Steph Curry? I don't think that deal is out there. I really don't. That's number one. Number two, the Warriors still at this point are probably a better team employing Steph Curry.
To what avail? That's the point we keep making. To what avail? Better team for what? For the play-in?
A better team. They're a better team.
What?
Do y'all hold on. Because we're not going to act like because the Warriors had a down year due to injuries that we don't recall what happened when they acquired Jimmy Butler. When they got Jimmy Butler on that team, post-trade deadline, they were one of the best teams in the association.
Where's Jimmy Butler?
They're rolling.
Okay, but again, to Marzin's point, it's not their fault that Jimmy Butler just tore his ACL.
But his ACL's torn.
Next season,
yeah, but you like once again, Jimmy Butler
do is stay afloat. Jimmy,
what is he gonna look like?
That sounds sweet. If all these guys were in their 20s,
because we were having this
Steph is knocking on 40, Jimmy's knocking on 40, Draymond's knocking on 40, Porzingis is knocking on healthcare.
You know when you can rebuild in about 3 years when all of them are retired. There you go.
Retired.
Yeah, and if you guys would like for these guys to sit around in his geriatric home and just rot away, that's cool. It's once again, obviously, it's a difference in perspective. My thing is, I would want to get something. I want them to retire elsewhere. And I want to get something in return for them while they still have some value. Hey, I want Jimmy Butler to come back and play 15, 20 games. Show you got a little something
value?
to take.
That is the point. The point I'm making.
Any value.
You're not trading Steph Curry for anything. That's what I'm saying.
So like I said, and you know what? Steph Curry's the 9th best player in the world, right? According to you. Earlier, that Spurs package that I said, I was lowballing it. They could potentially go get Steph Castle off of him. So if
they're not giving you Steph Castle because Steph Curry is 40.
You don't know that. You don't know that. He's the
Spurs offered Steph Castle or Dylan Harper for some godforsaken reason, and they were stupid enough to do that. Cool. This would make sense.
Well, no, you're not getting fired. So hold on. Okay, all right. Before
do that, I would do it if I was the Warriors. I would.
Here's the thing. Hold on, Box, right quick. Before we say whether a team will do it or not do it, I just want to ask you guys this: Steph Curry, Dylan Harper, actually Steph Curry, Devin Vassell, Tobias Harris, Victor Wembanyama. Insert another player over there. I don't care who. Insert another player.
Champagne.
Champagne. Do they win a championship?
Yeah, and
possibly.
Real quick. This is why I'm. Ron kind of alluded to it, but he hasn't. If we can just stop pretending that we're looking out for the Warriors' best interest here and just say we want Steph Curry to play for something, that's fine. Mm-hmm. But trying to act like this is in the Warriors' best interest to get off Steph Curry.
I 100% think it's in their best interest.
All this is you're trying to send Steph to a contender. That's fine, because there's no way you're.
Ron already said his selfish reasons. He already said that already.
Yeah, which is why I.
But it's in the Warriors' best interest to get off Steph Curry.
From a business standpoint, no, it's not.
Brian. A couple picks is enough.
I don't understand why you guys are acting ignorant right now. I keep Steph Curry for 3 years and I pay him $150 million. I keep Steph Curry for 2 years.
I'm selling out the building every night. I got the farewell tour, and whatever I paid him, I'm gonna make that dough back times 5.
The owners make a little bit of scratch. The owners make a little bit of scratch. Cool.
No, not a business. How about from a basketball standpoint? Chill.
Well, I do. When I initially,
let's say they get Steph Castle, Carter Bryant, some picks, and Steph moves, right? Let's say that's the deal, right? De'Aaron Fox would have to be, whatever.
Let's just say they got. Yes, go ahead.
Are the Warriors in a better basketball direction than they are now?
100%.
I think you could make a good case they are. To be fair.
No,
Damian Castle in the deal, sure.
Hey, you don't know.
Okay, so wait, but hold on, wait a second. Wait,
hold on. Someone as good as
because
you guys are just being naive for no reason.
No, but just hold on.
Literally for no reason.
I said
for no reason.
When I first brought this up, yes, it was because I thought it was in the Warriors' best interest. That's why I said a few moments ago that they're just too late, and we shouldn't even be having this conversation now. So when I initially said it 2.5, 3 years ago, I thought it was in the Warriors' best interest, right? Now, this is my other point, though. When you brought up the Spurs thing, real talk, you said that's ridiculous. They'd be fired. Chill. I can't remember exactly what you said, but you alluded to that same thing. If you can't put Steph Curry over there with Victor Wembanyama, who is the best player y'all have ever seen, and still have some solid pieces, and you can't win the championship, then maybe Steph Curry isn't as valuable as y'all think he is.
Who said you can't win the championship?
Well, isn't that what the whole situation? Well, why would you be fired?
So let me explain. If
you can't win the championship,
I'm going to explain. You asked a question. I'm going to explain. I think the reaction from me, Chill, and Mars at the time, as far as referencing the trade that includes Steph Castle for Steph Curry, right, and then Steph Curry comes to the Spurs, at least for me, I'm gonna speak for me. For me, is you have a much larger championship window with Steph Castle. Steph Castle is a far younger player. Steph Curry with Victor Wembanyama is going to be what? If we're lucky, a 2 to 3 year gap.
Ones, yeah.
When we already have a championship contending team with Steph Castle at 20. How old is Steph Castle? 22?
23, 22. Now, real talk. That makes perfect sense.
So, real talk. Why doesn't the same logic apply for the Warriors?
21 real talk.
Wait, young guard who's getting better.
Why doesn't the same logic apply for the Warriors?
No. But real talk, I don't think the Spurs are even an option in this. Like, I don't think we should be talking about the Spurs in this conversation. The Spurs shouldn't even be looking that direction, and unless they can fleece somehow. The Spurs are fine. The Spurs don't need to be thinking about Steph Curry. This shouldn't even be the team we're talking about. I just was wondering, why would that be bad if they got, you know what I'm saying? Like, if they were to get Steph and then win a championship, like, that's a good thing, right?
I mean, that's the goal, sure.
That's the ultimate,
This shouldn't be the Spurs, though. Like, get the Spurs out of here. You know what I'm saying?
But that was the point I made. Like, in order to get Steph Curry to the contender, which is what the point, like, ultimately, if Steph Curry gets traded to Memphis, you're not going to be happy, are you? Because you want him to go to a contender.
No.
Exactly.
Right.
So because you wanted to go to a contender.
What about Miami?
The situation, but the reality of the situation is, in order to get Steph to a contender, one of two things need to happen. That team even needs to have an egregious contract on it. So you send them to Philly for Joel Embiid, for example, or they need to be a team that is somehow capable of blowing up the roster to make the money work and still be a contender after.
You gotta get a third team.
And that team does not exist. So it's either you trade him for Paul George or Joel Embiid, or somehow there's a team that can match Steph's 60 million without blowing up their roster and still be a contender afterwards. That team doesn't exist. So it has to be a bad contract in exchange for Steph Curry. And then if that's the case, you're trading Steph Curry for a bad contract. The Warriors end up in the exact same position they were in right now, where they're just going to be a mid-team, except they're paying a worse player than Steph Curry a bad contract for as long as they would have had Steph Curry anyway.
It's too late.
And that just makes no sense. Why would I have a bad contract for the same length of time? I could just have Steph Curry, who's better than that player, and he's my franchise legend.
It's not about the bad contract. It's about the assets that you get moving forward that you can build with. The same reason why Real Talk said it wouldn't make sense for the Spurs, because Steph Castle, you have a longer championship window. For the Warriors, they have a rebuilding window where now once they get the adequate assets to compete, now they have a longer window to compete going into the future. We all know Steph has 2, 3, I'll be generous, 4 years. If you get younger pieces that are 21, 22, 23, those players can be on your team for the next 10 to 15 years. That is the point of the whole thing. You have
to draft correctly. It's very easy.
You drafted Steph Curry.
Wait. Cool. Okay. Yes, you did that one time. First off, are those same people in the front office now as the ones that drafted Steph Curry? Probably not. That's number one. Number two, when you're a franchise like the Warriors, mind you, before Steph, had been mediocre for years.
Garbage.
They were mediocre at best for years. So it's very hard to tell a franchise who was just in that situation, got better. They're going to hold on to better as long as they can because they know, hey, when Steph Curry's gone, there's a potential that we're going to be right back being the Sacramento Warriors for 15, another 15,
The Warriors have drafted
years.
good over the last 15 years. Like, no, they haven't hit every single pick. They just drafted good this year. Jackson was a good pick.
They took the 40-year-old. The front office that they have right now have not drafted good.
They haven't.
So we're now giving the Warriors current front office credit for what happened 12 years ago than when they weren't there.
All right, so don't trade Steph because don't make a move because we're scared to draft.
No.
One of the reasons they're in this mess
but
is
also
because
the Warriors own their future draft picks. Basically, all of them. They don't have their 2030 pick, but 27, 28, 29, and 2031, they own all of their draft picks in 2032 and 2033. And lest we forget, the draft lottery rules have changed. So actually, them being mid is actually in their best interest for their draft picks.
Yeah,
so and Curry is probably better for their future.
And you know what else? You know what else happens? We get multiple picks, so we still have our picks. And if we trade Steph, I'm just gonna keep. I'm just gonna keep using the Spurs just because it lines up. No. It's a whole different scenario. You never know what that could turn into. You never know what it could turn into. But even if that is the case, we got 2 first round picks.
For the Spurs, and somehow that
we got a lottery pick. We got 2 first round picks. I don't
that's amazing.
Okay, we have our pick and we have the 29th pick. We got 2 first round picks, like I said.
While making our pick clearly worse because we've made our team worse, which now means we go from having the best lottery odds to the bad lottery odds.
But that's not how that works though. That's not how that works because they let just because you have the worst odds doesn't mean that you can't. How did the Dallas Mavericks get the number 1 pick? How did the Atlanta Hawks get the pick? You can have worse odds. Okay. All right. We have 3 or 4% worse odds. That still doesn't. What does that mean?
For the 28th pick, that's a
okay. No, it's not a dumb trade because you can have worse odds and still get the number 1 pick, number 2 pick, number 3 pick. Hey, we've seen it draft after draft. The odds are cool until somebody runs in and snatches the number 1 pick. What's good, Pirate?
Betting on having worse odds in exchange for the
Hey, everybody.
That just doesn't make sense. Yeah, but it's cool. I mean, whatever. We're trying to get Steph to a contender, so we have to throw all logic out the window and say, yeah, worse odds is good because we can get another first round pick at the end of the first round.
I'm not talking from the fan perspective. I'm talking once again, and I'm gonna make this abundantly clear for the 100th time. When I say this isn't for Steph Curry. This is for the Golden State Warriors. It is in their best interest to trade their best asset while their best asset only has 2, 3, or 4 more years remaining, so they can rebuild their roster and get ready to move on to the future.
How many more years does Curry have at this level?
Hey, last year might have been his last year at this level. We don't know that. At the rate that he's going, Steph Curry he's declining because he's getting older, and we know this.
And this is for the record, because again, I'm all for striking when the iron is hot. So they got Yaxel this year in the draft. And they got this kid Jones from Florida State in the 2nd round. Last year they got Kobe Brea in the draft.
No, he's in Phoenix.
Okay,
maybe they drafted him
and they traded him to Phoenix. The year before that they got Quentin Post. The year before the year before that they got Pods with the 1st round pick. Yes, sir. The year before that in 22 they got Patrick Baldwin. And they had Tyrese Martin, who they gave him to Atlanta, and Guy Santos, who ain't even on their team no more. In 21, they got Kuminga and Moody in the 1st round. In 20, they got Wiseman and Nico Mannion. I don't even know who that is.
Shout out Nico.
Who that is.
Yeah, the Jersey.
And they got Jessup in the 2nd round. In 2019, they got Jordan Poole in the 1st round, and they got Eric Pascal. And this is in the last 10 years, they got Damian Jones in 16. You got him from Vanderbilt, and Jacob Evans. And by the way, in 2018, they got Jacob Evans. They passed on Jalen Brunson. They told Jalen Brunson, "We good. No, we're gonna pass on you." And they took him. So the regime that's going on in Golden State today is different from the Golden State in the past with Bob Myers. With that also being said, you got the moneymaker in Steph Curry. So if you got the moneymaker in Steph Curry, you got two choices. Choice number one, we hold on to him, we sign him to this extension, and we cash out. Number two, we trade this dude and we see what we can get in terms of assets and we start over. Because if we trading him, Pirate, we also trading Draymond. We starting over. Because
there's no point, Jill. I mean, like I think Mars has alluded to, he's making a ton of money. You're not going to get a lot back. The most value right now for that money is for Warriors fans. And Ron, respectfully, I love you, but it sounds like you're coming from the perspective of a guy who was a fan of a great team that left the city, and now you're wrapped up in trying to like improve your team incrementally to win a championship. Now, let me give you the perspective of a 50-year-old man who was the fan of a god-awful fucking basketball team for 40 straight years. It was just a never-ending nightmare. Nightmare blend of it's either Ike Diagu or it's Eric Dampier or it's a 38-year-old Mookie Blaylock coming in. I mean, before Steph, my number one thought was this team is about to leave town. Then all of a sudden, the clouds open and God rains down upon us one of the greatest players in the history of basketball. We go on a historic run. We've got 4 fucking rings. The Golden State Warriors. That's like the Clippers. See, that's like if you woke up 10 years from now and the Clippers just won 4 of the last 10 rings. Do you think as a Warriors fan, especially an older Warriors fan who went through this garbage for decade after decade, like I care about getting Castle? That's not going to do anything, especially in a league in the NBA, which is a feast or famine league. You're either at the top actually contending for a ring, or you're floating around in the middle. And who wants to do that? I would much rather pay Steph, go out, celebrate this amazing run that nobody expected, let it die out, and honestly get horrible for a couple of years. We'd have a much better prospects over the next decade or so if we go too horrible, instead of trying to trade the greatest player in our team's history for some mediocre pieces that might help us linger around 30, 40, 45 wins for a couple of years.
Now, with that
that's no good in the NBA.
Now, Pirate, with that being said, let's make sure that we remember that, I think the Warriors, and you can attest to this more than I can. I think that with the exception of the We Believe team, they had won 1 playoff series in like 22 years or 23 years, goofy shit like that. With that,
my entire life, over 40 years, I had a couple years of the run TFC teams. That got busted up. We had Chris Webber for 1 fucking year, gets Rookie of the Year, lose him after a year.
Right,
dude. I was literally in a space where it's like I gotta hype myself up over Troy Murphy and fucking hey, we got Barry Hughes. Then as soon as we get a guy like Latrell Sprewell, he's gonna choke the goddamn coach. We gotta ship him. I mean, we seemed like one of the most cursed franchises in all of basketball, and for whatever reason, that shit turned around. So, like, honestly, if you're a Warriors fan, I don't know how any Warriors fan on earth at this point could complain about anything. Different teams are at different stages, all right? I mean, if you're a fan of Charlotte, yeah, man, do whatever you have to do to fucking juice your team to try to win a playoff series or something, If you're a Spurs fan, sure, think about right now and thinking about getting a ring. If you're a Warriors fan and right now you're seriously not in a mind space where you're satisfied, how could you not be satisfied? How could you not be satisfied with the last decade?
The thing that I'm thinking about
every year is not all about winning a ring, especially if it's obviously not that time. It's not our time. Our time has been over the last 10 years, and maybe our time will be 5 years from now, but it's not right now. And the numbers don't add up, and you're not going to get much back for a 40-year-old Steph that's making, $50, $60 million a year. So it's pointless to think about trading.
Ron, are you listening to your elders, Ron? That was for you.
I'm listening. I just don't disagree. Like, even if I could get,
I know you don't. You shouldn't disagree. You're right.
It's gonna.
Funny way of
No,
saying
I'm listening, but I disagree. I'm listening, but I disagree. And like, honestly, like this may sound crazy. If I could get a first round pick for Steph, I would be inclined to do that. I just
A
want
first round in the back of the round.
I just
so like
want
a pick 25.
No.
round pick.
No, like obviously I would want the first round pick.
Hand him over for a bucket of
No.
You're not going to get a good first round
pick. Obviously, I would want the first round pick to be a number 1 overall pick.
But that's not going to happen.
With the lottery, you never know how it could work. You never know what. I could be. Hey, I could trade him because some teams have other teams' first round picks and stuff like that. Like, I could trade him to somewhere and get somebody else's good first round pick, whatever the case may be. Obviously, I want it to be the best pick possible. But what I'm saying is, like, I would like to get something. And this is the difference in perspective. You guys feel cool paying Steph all of that money, biggest contract in the league, and you guys aren't competing for nothing. That's cool.
Or the situation, because I think because of the situation that you're talking about, I think both you and I know that it's not possible to go from where we are right now to a true contender. That is not possible. To convert the player Steph is with his contract right now, we are not going to. So why would you want to just float around the middle of the pack for another 2 or 3 years? How is that good?
Us trading Steph isn't me trying to float around the middle of the pack. It's literally us going to the bottom. No, how? You get off of Steph for young players, you're going to be one of the worst teams in the league.
But you're talking about decent name players.
No,
so if you add
I said Carter Bryant, Terrence Reed, and 2 first round picks. That's initially what I said. The goal is the tank. Like the goal is it's to fully embrace a tank.
Then let us tank with Steph and celebrate Steph his last year or two, man. There's only so many times a Steph Curry or a Jerry Rice or a Satchel Paige comes around, man. These names, if you're a real sports fan, if you're a real fucking sports fan who has dedicated years and years, and you follow one team, you don't jump ship, you fucking follow this one team through the ups and downs, and then you're blessed. Seriously, I think you're overlooked. A horrible team was blessed with a dynasty. That happens probably once in your lifetime. And those players, they retire once in your lifetime. So if your team is lucky enough to get into that position, when time comes around, don't fucking bitch and moan. Don't feel sorry for yourself. Don't start thinking about stacking up some mediocre team next year, man. Just accept it. Hey, man, the last 10 years was our time. That was awesome. Let us just fucking applaud our guy, give him some money.
What about what Steph wants?
To be honest,
just give what Steph wants. He keeps resigning with the team. That's what this is. Resigning with the team.
Now, hold on. If Steph wants out,
yo, we got one mic. Everybody calm down. Damn, Damian said what Steph wanted. Everybody went crazy. We got one mic.
Pirate. Steph could just not take the extension and then leave in the summer. There you go, Steph. You got what you want.
If Steph went to the front office, Pirate, and said, "Look, this run's been great. Move me somewhere. Hopefully, give me a chance to compete. If you can work out a deal, you're okay with that as well? Okay, cool. That's fine.
Absolutely. I'm okay with that too. Whatever Steph wants.
I promise you, real talk.
My biggest point is I'm okay with damn near anything.
September of 2026, if the Golden State Warriors put a 2-year deal for $125 million on the table, Curry ass is in the Bay Area. He ain't going nowhere. He ain't going no damn where, because Curry has shown you over the course of the last 10 years, Curry about that bread. Curry is about that bread. And he ain't leaving no bread on the table.
If Steph really wants to win, it's common sense. He just doesn't take the extension and goes wherever he wants as a free agent. He does a LeBron James. LeBron just took 2 years, $8 million? Is that what he took?
Took 2 years, $8 million.
Wherever team Steph goes to, a contender for $4 million, there you go, Steph. There's your 5th ring. Congratulations. But I can guarantee you that is not going to happen. I can guarantee it.
And he doesn't need to sign it. He's eligible.
He also wants to make $75 million. And guess there's only one team that can offer him that $75 million he wants. And it's the team he's on right now. and it's the team he's going to sign that contract with. And then there's going to be people out here saying, "Oh, but Steph wants to win." Yeah, I'm sure he does. I'm sure he does. But he wants that 75 million.
Yes, and he's proven that. I'm not leaving.
And there's
no
nothing wrong with Steph wanting to get his money either. And there's nothing wrong with the Warriors.
I agree with that as well.
To have Steph Curry as opposed to having De'Aaron Fox for the same amount of time, to be the same amount of minutes. It just
Pirate, I think the divide with me though is to your point when you just talked about all of the years of Vonteego Cummings and Donald Foyle, right? Okay, I remember those years too. Absolutely, I do. But to have Steph Curry and Clay and Dre and go on this run where we've been awesome, do we really want to go back to eating ramen noodles? Do we really want to go back to this 1-bedroom apartment? Like do we really want to do that?
I mean, that's what happens after.
I could. I already did it. I already did it for 30, 40 years. I could easily go back to the exact and chill. That is a great lesson in life, not just for watching basketball, man. Sure. It's all right. Life goes up and down. Hey, young people, it's going to go up and down, and things are going to happen that you won't expect. Sometimes it's okay to go back to eating some ramen. Sometimes it's okay to going from, a couple years ago, you were buying the new BMW, and now you're worried about the electricity bill. It's all right. Keep your head up. You'll be back on top before you know it.
That's 100%.
But Chill, you're right though. This isn't the same franchise now, right? When you've had this success, the expectations, the law, people are going to expect the Warriors to bounce back very quickly when Steph goes. This isn't the same, 1-bedroom apartment you're going back to, man. You've upgraded, and now you got to live in the big house you bought.
And that's also the thing too, Pirate. That's why that's where the divide is with me, because this wasn't a one-off. Like y'all wasn't the Toronto Raptors where y'all ran for championship. And
no, it was a dynasty.
We had a decade where if you're trying to get to the NBA championship, you got to come see us.
But fundamentally, under the hood, we are better than we. I mean, for most of my life, we had god awful ownership. And also for most of the time, we had a really, really bad arena in a very bad part of town. And things were a little different, So over the last 10 years,
by the way,
over the last 10 years, they have been able to convert some of this success into, moving to a much primer arena. The ownership this year not this year, during this whole run, is completely different than the owners that we had for most of my life. So I think there is still a good chance, as time goes on, we could get back to competing. But at the same time, people have to, especially in a league like the NBA that has the salary cap, which is very restrictive. Like if this were baseball, you could say, go ahead, just trade Steph to the Yankees. They'll take on his salary and he can go play for a championship. But in the NBA, there's a salary cap. If Steph is making $50-60 million, it's the whole thing where either any team that would trade for him, they're going to need enough space to be able to pay enough other guys. And I mean, whatever they're going to give us for Steph is not going to be worth. It's not going to be worth anything. It's not going to take us anywhere. But to be, especially coming off of 4 rings, who cares if we float around? Winning in the first round for the next year or two. I don't care.
The Warriors had maybe like the best 5-year stretch in modern NBA history from 2015 to 2019. Like
that includes the Bulls, that includes the Lakers.
Yeah, like dynasties don't.
The Celtics, yes.
Like it's not just gonna be.
You're right.
You go from a dynasty and then it's just smooth sailing into the next one. Like there's gonna be down years, and like that's just part of it. It doesn't mean, and especially when the solution to the down years is let's just have the down years with someone else. Like, what? Like, nothing we do either keeps the Warriors competitive or changes their fortunes in terms of draft luck any more than it would to just have Steph Curry, who's going to sell out the arenas, B, the fans are going to be happy, C, Steph gets to make the maximum amount of money he's capable of making. Like,
and D, we make money too, by the way, Mars.
Yeah, I'm with Ox in all of this. If you was gonna do this, you had to do it a few years back. Like now, it just doesn't. It doesn't make sense for anyone. Like, well, it makes sense for Steph if he doesn't care about money. But like, if he cares about money, it makes sense for no one involved to make this trade.
I agree.
It doesn't make sense.
Well, and Morris, think about it. If we had done it a few years back, we could have missed out on that 4th ring. I mean, things really worked out perfectly, bro. We were able to squeeze a fourth ring out.
Imagine if after 21 they was like, we just lost in the
No, not after 21.
I think around 24 was the time. I think.
Well, but now that's retrospect. But now you're picking the perfect time.
Which is like fine. Like it does make like no one knew what Klay was gonna look like. He just tore his Achilles and ACL.
Sure.
No, Draymond was like he was still declining. Like he had a kind of resurgence in 22 defensively, but like he was declining. Steph just came off one of the best years of his career, and they were a play-in team. James Wiseman respectfully sucked, and he was your number 2 pick. If the Warriors would have cashed in,
if Wiseman had cashed in to be like a great big man,
things might have been different for sure. But like, if the Warriors would have cashed in after 21, no one would have been looking at them crazy for saying, yeah, you probably didn't have an avenue to win in the championship. Like, even Andrew Wiggins hadn't shown the 22 Andrew Wiggins yet. Like, he was still, like, the Minnesota reputation was still there. Yeah. Like, after 21, if they would have cashed in on Steph, people would have viewed it as making sense. Now, we know in hindsight, yeah, okay, well, they actually went around and won the next year. But at the time, it's like, okay, they just missed the playoffs 2 years in a row. Klay Thompson had 2 career-altering injuries. They're getting older. Steph at that point is what, 33, maybe 33, 34. A small guard, like we weren't expecting a small guard to have longevity going into 38. It would have been logical. Like, yes, that's probably going to start declining soon. Like that probably would have been the most logical time to trade him. And then if it's not 22, and then if it's not 22 because you just want to chip, you want to run it back. After 23, probably would have made the most sense. Now it's like, yeah, it's too late at this point. You're just not going to get anything that makes sense to trade Steph for. So you might as well just let Steph ride out into the sunset and give him the farewell he deserves. Because you don't want Steph's farewell being in like anywhere that isn't Golden State. Well, like I guess maybe Charlotte would be cool because like that's where he's from. But like those are like the only ones that would even make a lick of sense for like Steph. So
Charlotte might be cool too. Like they could get some young players and some picks from Charlotte.
I mean, Charlotte like themselves some threes. So I mean, shit, yeah.
Charlotte was in the mix for some of these reports. Yeah,
we'll give you Grayson Allen and who else did they get from the Suns? Royce O'Neal. We'll give you Grayson Allen, Royce O'Neal, some picks for Steph. Kobe White.
Ron.
That's an incredibly disrespectful hole.
Ron, imagine if Gary Payton and Sean Kemp had reeled off 4 rings.
I think my fact is just bad.
Imagine if Gary Payton and Sean Kemp had reeled off 4 rings for you. Like, at the end of that, are you really going to be caring, you know, if you win a first round playoff series?
I'm not thinking about this from a fan perspective. See, Pirate, I understand where you're coming from. From a fan perspective, yeah, let's just ride it out with Steph. This is our guy. We love Steph. From Oakland to the Bay to San Francisco. Yeah, we love Steph. Steph is NorCal. Steph is a warrior, and we want him to be a warrior for life. I'm looking at this strictly from a business perspective.
Well, but I'm even looking at
perspective. I want to get assets from a guy that is not only a declining asset, but a guy that's going to be out of our building in 2 years.
That's what I'm looking at. What assets, though? But any assets you're talking about are going to be mediocre.
I keep telling Steph is going to not be an asset in 3 years. I would rather
he's not really an asset right now for the money he's making.
Okay, and so that's my point. If he's not an asset right now,
he was making $20 million,
or if he's going to be non-existent in 3 years, give me. I'll take a couple young players and I'll take a couple picks that can turn into whatever. I don't understand how that's not registering to you guys. I can see if you disagree with it. Okay, cool. But if you mean to tell me if I can get a 2029 pick, a 2030 pick, and two young players that are going to be in my roster in that time, I would much rather have that.
I don't think any serious team is trading you a pick 3 years out for Steph Curry.
And Ron, I feel like you know basketball better than this. Where the NBA, there are 30 teams in the league. The odds of each individual team winning a championship is extremely low. You know that you need to reach
Steph Curry.
A serious. Well, but Steph Curry is 40 years old right now. I mean, it sounds like we all agree that it's either mediocrity with Steph or it's mediocrity with other names. So if it's a choice between two versions of mediocrity, I'll take it with Steph.
I think everybody up here probably has Steph.
Steph provides is the fact that his salary's not going to be on the books when he retires. That's more valuable than taking on the bad contract we're inevitably going to have to take with Steph.
It's a cleaner situation.
2029, I just don't have 60 million on the books. It just makes sense.
Is it ridiculous to think that Curry could, coming into the season, say, even though he said in the past that, you know, he's not retiring, is it ridiculous for him coming off the books after this year, coming up going, you know what, this is my last year, I'm out?
Well, chill. That's the other thing. You never know at this age. You know, after this season, maybe
he's
not.
It's never unwise to get assets for guys. It's never unwise to get assets for players.
The asset that they can get for Steph Curry is the salary cap space they'll get when he retires.
I mean, they're gonna have space anyway. They got a lot of their deals are gonna come off the books anyway.
Yeah, like, they're very well
cap
timed.
sheet's actually pretty fine. Their cap sheet's okay.
A very well timed cap sheet.
But
just to check the panel, pretty much everyone's in agreement that in the NBA, it's better to suck than to float around the middle for the next decade, right?
They're floating around the middle with Steph Curry. They're sucking getting off Steph Curry.
You can't suck too much.
Ron, right now, we're in the grace period, all right? We're celebrating our 4 rings. Can we just chill? Can I just fucking chill and celebrate these 4 rings?
That would be me.
All right, we'll get back to worrying about winning the championship in a few years. Right? Ox. If the Sacramento Kings over the next decade ran off, you got 4 rings. Like after that, like, do you think you would be worried about like trying to squeak out an extra first round playoff victory the next season or two? Or
that's not where my head is with this whole thing. Once again, like I said before, Pirate, I don't know if you were watching. This is just all too late. We shouldn't be having this conversation right now. This is something that should have been done 2 years ago, and not because it's like, oh, we can get another ring right now. It's because we're supposed to be getting prepared for life after Steph. You know what I'm saying? So now it's like you waited too long to get life insurance. You know what I'm saying? You should have got your affairs in order. You know what I mean? Like you knew the end was near. What took you so long? And Pirate, I know you being a fan of this team, you're looking at it like, well, we should just be grateful that we got 4 rings. Okay, that's cool. Like, yeah, be happy with your rings, but at the same time, there's life after Steph, and people got a job to do. Like, these people in the front office can't be fans. You know, fans got to fan, players got to play, coaches got to coach, and front office got a front office. I just think they're a little too late. That's all. And Pirate, another thing, I just heard what you said. I don't know how everybody else feels, but no, I definitely don't feel that you should be suck instead of compete. I've always been anti-tank, and I always will be anti-tank.
But somebody has to suck at the end of the day, Ox, right? Like somebody has to be on the bottom.
But if you suck, if you suck,
Ox basically saying you should suck. If you suck, you just suck. Like
the parameters of the NBA just kind of force that hand, though. I mean, with the way the salary cap and with the way that the draft works, and with the way that the NBA is really so reliant on like one superstar player, it just. There are a lot of teams you can sit around the middle for like a decade and really like you can tell yourself, oh, this is cool, we're like winning some games, but you know in your heart that you got no chance to actually win.
Outside of Bulls in recent years.
Yeah, that's the prime example I thought of when he said that. It's just I'd rather be.
I mean, before I would have rather be bad and instead of just in the mediocrity group, but for the next 3 years at least, I'd rather be mediocre than bad.
I think we're also looking at this as too much absolutes. Like we know the exact outcome of making a specific move. Like, oh, you trade Steph, you know, you get assets. This is going to happen. That's going to happen. You're known then. Yeah, I mean, look at OKC's trajectory over the last few years. So much of this just really depends on having a great front office that makes great draft picks over and over again, and your guys not getting hurt.
So do you think now then, in hindsight, it would have been better for the Lakers to trade LeBron and get something for him in return rather than him walk for nothing? Or are you guys more in favor of that money's just come off the books? It then allows us to give Austin Reeves a little bit more, maybe.
I've never been a fan of letting guys walk out the front door.
I agree with you.
I've never been
in general. I want to trade,
especially when draft assets are at such a premium now. I think there's an argument to be made.
Made a mistake when Kyrie Irving walked out the front door for nothing. I think that was just a bad deal. Despite how you felt about him and despite what you thought about him as a player, you do not let a player of that caliber walk out the front door for nothing. That's not the way that works. Even LeBron James was traded when he left Cleveland and he signed that contract the first time for even in, I think it was a first round pick. But you do not let guys. You do not let guys just walk. Guys of that caliber, you do not let them just walk out the front door for nothing. No, I've never been a fan of that, and I never will be.
In general, I'm a fan of Bill Walsh's old statement that it's better to trade a guy a year too early than a year too late. In general, in pro sports, that is. But then also there's the combination. Like Ox said, if you were going to do that, the time would have been a couple of years ago. It's not a couple of years ago, so we are where we are right now. And you have to admit, there different names mean different things to franchises. Like LeBron James does not mean the same to the Lakers as what Steph did for the Warriors. So maybe that's just like a meta question I want to ask you. Do you think at any point, as a fan or a franchise, is it okay to take a breath and chill for a minute and celebrate and be satisfied? Like actually just be satisfied with what has taken place? Or do you think you always, no matter what, like if you win the next 10 rings, you still can't just relax for a moment? You know, especially if you have a fan base that you built up a ton of goodwill and is probably going to be willing to ride through
industry. I mean, you win 10 straight. Like, for most people in a competitive industry, you're just worrying about how you can get number 11. Like, it's just kind of how people tend to be wired in competitive businesses. It's not.
Why can't you be greedy, though, Pirate?
Yeah.
That's the nature of sport, to be greedy.
You suffered for so many years. Why can't you be greedy now? You know what
because
I mean?
Because I'm a little fatigued from being greedy, man. Honestly, against the Celtics, I felt a little bad for the Celtics. I'm like, oh, this isn't fair, man. This isn't fair for the rest of the NBA fans out there. I'm getting too much here. You're really going to give me another championship team? This is not fair.
That's fair enough. And by the way, fellas. And by the way, Pirate, I was, to your point about the Warriors, I was around to see all 5 of those 49 Super Bowls. To be honest with you, I'm straight. I can.
Thank you. At some point,
I've seen all 5 of them. I didn't see 1 or 2. I've seen all 5 of them, even the back-to-back one. If we don't never win it again, I'm good. I Joe Montana for 12 years. I'm straight. I'm good.
Chill. You guys are another example. Y'all need to get off that bum-ass quarterback that you got. You should have got off Fred Warner last year, and you need to get off George Kittle or Jerry Kittle, whatever his name is. Get off Kittle and revamp your franchise so you can move forward into the next iteration of y'all lives.
Seahawks fans are so fucking annoying, bro. Oh my God.
They suck.
Jesus Christ.
Why? When did Seahawks fans become annoying?
Since you started talking.
You can say I'm annoying, but when did Seahawks fans become annoying?
You represent the whole right now.
By the way, we actually are a living example of what I'm talking about. We had Russell Wilson, we had Marshawn Lynch, we had the Legion of Boom, we had all these guys, won a championship, went to another one, competed for a long time. What do? We sold high on Russell Wilson, traded some other pieces. Those picks turned into now us winning a championship now because we didn't ride into the sunset with Russell Wilson because he was one of the better quarterbacks in our franchise history, and we won a ring with him. So that's proof of what I'm saying. Obviously, it's a different sport, but same concept.
Did you have Russell Wilson for 5 years after y'all won the championship?
And we were still competitive. And then for the most part,
I still had him for a while after.
So we got what we could get for Russell Wilson, which was a great package, by the way. We got what we could get for him, and then we moved on. We were bad for a couple years, and then we ended up competing because we got draft capital to draft, and we drafted good, and now here we are.
Hey, but real quick, shout out to the NFL and all that, right? But
7 years.
I'm really not mad at Steph to Boston. Like, I just want to put that out there, like, because I know that's how this all started. Like, I'm disgruntled. I'm upset at how they sold my man's. Like, I'm disappointed in Brad Stevens for how he did Jaylen Brown, but. Like, if your whole goal, maybe the thing is we're just too short-sighted. Maybe we didn't know that Brad Stevens had something else up his sleeve. If I would have knew, Brad, if you would have told me, and this is what Real Talk was talking about earlier. You didn't explain it to your fans. You know what I'm saying? if his genius brain was like, yo, chill out, y'all. I got us. About to move him for Paul George, and then we're finna move Paul George for Steph Curry. Come on, Brad. I'm with you on that. Like, I hear you.
There's no universe.
It's still Philly in 6 regardless.
Absolutely. But what I'm saying is, like, not only that though, but for the Warriors too though. Like, you can't get Sam Hauser though. Like, make sure you get Peyton Pritchard or at least, you know what I'm saying? Like, go get Peyton Pritchard, Paul George, and get 3 first rounds. You know, don't take 2. You know what I'm saying? Get 3. You know, and once again, get Peyton Pritchard. And get Pods out of there.
One of the things that I found out, Ron,
get Pods out the way. Get Peyton Pritchard over there.
Especially when it comes to
Pods
teams
a bum.
that are in fan-friendly cities. Like New York is a basketball city, right? Boston is a basketball city. When you make it clear what the intentions are, they'll get behind you. The one thing that I learned about, and I can't stand the Yankees, but the one thing that I always respected about Brian Cashman is Brian Cashman made it clear what we was doing. We starting over. And this is who we starting over with. They get behind you. We starting over. When the Knicks drafted Ewing, even when Bernard King tore his knee up, we starting over with Ewing. This is the guy we starting over. The Knicks fans got behind him. If you let the fans know this is what we're doing, as opposed to selling nonsense like we losing 50 games every year and we making the playoffs next year. No, you're not. And we know you're not. And that's what the Warriors was doing in the 90s, by the way. That's what the Warriors was trying to do. Like, we got Sprewell, and now we got Felton Spencer. So now we trying to make the playoffs. Like, man, stop this bullshit. Y'all not. They drafting Chris Gatlin, who's dealing with, I don't know, Lajuan and David Robinson in the Western Conference. Yo, we making the playoffs. No, you not. Just keep it a beam with us. This is who we building our unit around. And this is how far I think we're going to go this year. But we got our building block, and this is what we're doing. As opposed to telling the fans that, even though the fans shouldn't be that involved, but if you're going to be honest with them, be honest with them. That's where I'm at.
I just hate every damn day. Dad, where are we going? Dad, what are we doing? Like, just chill, bro. Calm down. We going. I got this. But then the next day, it's there we're going, and I'll tell you, we're going over here. But why?
No, see that you don't need to do.
But I don't want to go there.
No, I ain't asking.
Can I go here instead?
This is what we're doing.
These fans will never be satisfied, Chill. The fans will never be satisfied.
The flip side of that, Chill, is what do you think that does to guys in the locker room that hear the president of the team or the GM say,
Get up out of here. We building this unit around this dude right here. This is what we start. This is who we starting it with. This is our foundational piece. This is what we're building. This is where we're trying to go. You either get down with us or you go on.
And this is why the Warriors will now not be the same, because now you've got a whole generation of fans that have come because of the success. So now you can't be bad for too long now again, because you've got this whole new generation that have seen success. So like that's why like Celtics fans are like impatient. That's why like Lakers fans are impatient, because they've gone through like these iterations of success. So now Warriors fans are going to have a different level of expectation. So the patience might not be there anymore.
Let those young Warriors fans let those young Warriors fans watch.
No, Damon is 100% right, Pirate. You just took us out the projects and we eating steak and lobster. Now you back on. You think you're gonna be able to sit on the couch for 2 years without a job?
Damien.
I don't think so.
Yeah, you think I care about these?
Wait, Damien. What Pirate won't tell you, Damien. What Pirate won't tell you is this: 40% of those fans are Kings fans that left and went over there.
Look at this shit right here. It's
really closer to 50%. Those aren't Warriors fans. They belong to us. They just gonna come back home for a little bit. Get behind Darius Acuff. They're gonna come back home. They're gonna support Darius Acuff, and then whoever gets back good first is what they're gonna say.
I swear to God,
they're flip
blood out of that early 2000s run as anyone could possibly squeeze out of a bread.
But I mean, because you guys were terrible.
We were
the best team in the association.
a couple of years.
Those are our fans. Those are our fans, and
it was 25 years ago. Oxy was like 2-3 years. Come on,
no, you're right. You're right. 100%. We were great for 4 years.
Yeah, and we forgot about that by the time 2015.
But this is the thing. See, this is what he doesn't want you to know. These fans in Northern California, and I'm talking about north of Modesto. You know what I'm saying? These fans north of Modesto had nothing to do. They didn't know what to do in 2007, 8, 9, 10. That they were still Kings fans because we were the last ones to be great. And then Steph
anybody
Curry
out there, if you can afford a plane ticket to Sacramento, California, I please urge you to fly out to Sacramento, California.
Steph Curry starts shooting from half court, and they're like, oh shit, we're Warriors fans.
Ox, I swear to God, you think the Kings are like the Lakers or the Celtics, man? You are the Kings. In fact, you're not the Kings anymore.
I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying what I'm saying. I'm only talking about a small region of America.
You're the Sacramento Barons, bro.
Don't go swipe.
The Sacramento what?
The Barons.
The Sacramento Barons, man. I mean, it's a script calling you the Kings after the years.
I'm just giving because Damian's from down under. He's from over
there.
Yeah,
no, that's fair.
He doesn't know the history of Northern California basketball. And I'm just trying to inform him that
place you said, I have no idea.
These fans, these fans, they had nothing. They were our fans, and then they went over there. But now
I think you're stretching. I just feel like you're stretching it a bit. I will say when you guys were really good. In the early 2000s, I was a fan of the Kings. I think a lot of people, the Warriors were shitty, and I definitely had my eye on the Kings. I definitely wasn't going to be a fan of the Lakers. So I was supporting the Kings, but we didn't all of a sudden become Kings fans.
Not all of them, not you. I'm talking about there's a big part of your fan base that is really just jumped
for
over
that time. But then there was a 10-year gap between when you guys were good and then when we became good. I don't think everyone was just like diehard loyal to the Kings, and that when we both sucked. I mean, when both teams sucked, there was no loyalty from Oakland guys to Sacramento.
Is that logic? Can we use that same logic with the Lakers and the Clippers? Like the Lakers had that 2005 to like 2007 stretch where they was garbage, and the Clippers was actually good and they was making the playoffs. Like, did those Laker fans go over to become Clipper fans, or?
I don't know. I don't speak for LA shit. They got their own politics down there. I don't care what they're doing down there.
No, because Ox is making this up as he goes along. So that didn't happen too with the Lakers and Clippers.
No, I'm not making opinion. See, this the thing. This the thing. You was in diapers back in these days. I'm trying to tell you what was going on. I'm
halfway agree.
You had dude diapers when this happened.
No. Hold on, y'all. Hey, hold on, Jay. Let me talk. See, that's what's wrong with you kids nowadays. Y'all don't. I'm trying to give you some history, and you want to disrespect my team. See, that's your problem. That's your problem right there. Yo, just because OG Anunoby came through and saved y'all ass, you think you can talk down?
Yes, a player employed by my team played well for the team. Yes, that did happen. I don't feel bad about that. Yeah.
You
agree with Ox?
Jay,
you were good,
bad.
You had Northern California.
I feel great.
You should absolutely. Shout
I'm
out
buying new Knicks merch every day. I feel y'all.
Shit. If you see anything in the 2X, grab that from me. I'll shoot you the cash.
I got you.
All right, y'all. Salute to everybody that's watching the show right now. We are live Monday through Friday. This is The Panel. We are YouTube's best basketball show. Shoot, we are just the best basketball show that's going right now. And if you like hoops, if you like basketball conversations, if you like debates, if you like trending topics, this is where you need to come Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern time. But as of right now, for those who have subscribed, for those who have liked the video, for those who are members on PC, we got some super chats. My man Tupac Westside sent through a super chat, $10. And he said, "Morning, fellas. I doubt it happens, but Steph should get traded. They picked good in the draft, and they've done nothing else this offseason. Front office been terrible rebuilding after the team got older." Shaking my head.
So let's go into a rebuild.
I don't think it's impossible that he gets traded. By the way, like
I
don't think it's off. I don't think it's off the table at all here. Especially if he doesn't sign that extension. I think. Yeah, I think the pressure will be turned up a little bit if he starts. If he doesn't sign this extension, you know how it is with the reports and things. So, be interesting.
I do agree with what Mars said, though. It seems like most people are looking at it as like, how do we get either Steph onto a contender, or how do we improve our team? Most people aren't really looking at this on like, how are we going to improve the Warriors?
Is it possible that there's a sign and trade situation with Jalen Duren?
I don't think so. I don't think the Pistons.
I don't see how to
do that.
Okay.
But once again,
for the Pistons.
My extent of cap knowledge is Steph makes a lot. Yeah, that's where my knowledge.
You get hard capped at the first sign.
I don't know, but all I know, if I'm the Warriors, because I'm not very sentimental, whichever team offers me the best trade package, Steph going there, contender or not, like. But I know the Warriors wouldn't do that, though. So they're kind of handcuffing themselves.
Mars has made it 100% clear, sir. You just work here.
Yeah,
that's it in a nutshell. And by the time this whole thing is over, yes, we will come back and we will hang your jersey in the rafters, and we will build a statue of you outside the arena. But as of today, you are on the payroll and you work here. That's it. That's it.
It's fucked up. It's fucked up.
I mean, at the end of the day, you work for the Warriors. It's your job to do what's best for the Warriors. That's your job. That's what we're paid to do.
You don't think it's better for the Warriors to have Steph on the payroll and have people continue to come and buy? See, I went to go see Steph last year.
Yeah, that's where I've been the whole time. I'm not trading. If I'm the Warriors, there's no reason for me to trade Steph right now.
Okay.
But if he asks out, if Brooklyn give me the best,
if he asks out, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah, if Brooklyn, if it's Brooklyn, then shit, you go into Brooklyn.
Respect. All right.
Go make them a contender. You, Julius Randle, go cook up some.
That would be so bad. That would be so awful. Oh my God.
MPJ hoops? I don't know.
No, that would be so
MPJ is coming back the other way. What are you talking about? We getting MPJ in that trade package. MPJ,
I like that.
And like Jaeger or some shit. I don't know. Yeah.
All right, Dub Ball Out highlight sit through $10 and said, "What up, fellas? Have you guys seen Draymond's 2012 redraft? What are your thoughts and what changes would you make, if any? Also, shout out Damo."
I saw he put himself third. That's all I saw.
Saw
it was what Dame and Draymond was the third.
Sounds about right.
It was who?
So the 2012 drafts, you got Anthony Davis.
It was AD, Dame, Draymond was the third.
So the order of the draft was Anthony Davis, Michael Kilgris, Bradley Beal, Dion Waiters, Thomas Robinson, Damian Lillard, Harrison Barnes, Terrence Ross, Andre Drummond, Austin Reeves, Miles Leonard, Jeremy Grant, Kendall Marshall, who I thought was good, by the way, John Henson, Hawkless, Royce White, Tyler Zeller, Terrence Jones, Nicholson, Evan Fournier, Jared Sullinger, Fab Melo.
Shout out Fab Melo.
Rest in peace. John Jenkins, Jared Cunningham, Tony Rotten, Miles Plumlee, Arnett Moultrie, Perry Jones, Marcus Teague, and Azili from Vanderbilt. The
Festus Ezeli, man. Yes.
Festus.
If you ask me,
the world champion Festus Ezeli.
Yes. Draymond. If you redraft that draft, Draymond Green is still a second round draft pick.
What the fuck are you talking about?
The lottery that Draymond's had. He had AD at 1.
You just gave me a head rush.
Any of them dudes could be Steph Curry's backpack, bro. Like,
okay.
Thomas Robinson ain't doing what Draymond did, Ops.
Thomas Robinson's better than Draymond.
Thomas Robinson is not the defender that Draymond is. What are you
Of
doing?
course you think that because your team made the unfortunate.
I was just trying
Michael
to.
Kilgistris ain't doing what Draymond did.
You're just naming dudes that are better than Draymond, chill. You're still naming dudes better than Draymond.
Oh my God, this shit is.
Why does Thomas Robinson not have a defensive player?
Miles Leonard? Can you imagine Miles Leonard on the Golden State Warriors?
If Draymond was in Sacramento,
Miles Leonard was better than Draymond.
Miles Leonard is actually Miles Leonard is a guy that the Warriors.
If Miles Leonard would have just muted his mic, he'd still be in the league.
He had a decent skill set,
Miles Leonard was better than Draymond.
Nah, you're so crazy.
Muted his mic is insane.
He shouldn't have said that shit he said just then. But he said
it was AD at 1, Dame at 2, Draymond at 3, Beal at 4, Middleton at 5, Drummond at 6, Harrison Barnes stays at 7, Jay Crowder at 8, Dion Waiters 9, Fournier 10, Will Barton 11, Mo Harkless 12, Austin Rivers 13, and Festus Ezeli closed out the lottery.
Hold on, say the top 5 again.
AD, Dame, Draymond, Beal, and Middleton.
Mo Harkless over Austin Reeves was so petty of him to say. That was
Draymond doesn't get drafted above Bradley Beal.
Not at all.
With all due, he does not. He doesn't get drafted above Middleton either.
Okay, you've gone too far.
No, I'm
drafted over Chris Middleton.
might be the highest on Draymond up here.
I'm not.
What I'm saying is, what I'm saying is, you guys have never heard me hate on Draymond ever. What I'm saying is, I said might be. I don't. Maybe I'm not. Might be. Might not. Either way it goes, I'm high on Draymond. The only thing I'm saying is, no franchise is drafting. So keep in mind, you have the 3rd pick in the draft. You're looking for a player to be your number 1 option or your next franchise player. Draymond is not going to be better at that than Chris Middleton or Bradley Beal.
A lot of
I agree. I basically agree.
But we're drafting with what we know now, right? Like he did the redraft based on what he knows right now.
Right? What you know now, you're still not taking him over Bradley Beal in Chris Middleton.
A Bradley Beal and Draymond Green defensive team would have been. A John Wall and Draymond Green defensive team in Washington would have been low key. I would have liked to see that. I would have loved to see that over what Bradley Beal
was cold, man.
Yeah, he was a tremendous scorer. I loved Washington. I had them to beat the Patriots when they was going back to back in the playoffs with them. But hey, I'm just saying, I would love to see John Wall and Draymond switch on defense and lock up whoever the fuck was in front of them. That would have been really awesome. So I don't know. I don't know if I would take Bradley Beal over Draymond. That's I don't know. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. I know I'm alone on that one, but I think that Draymond Green is every bit as awesome on defense as Bradley Beal is on offense. I think that they cap out right there. So I don't know.
What would his career look like, Jay, if he didn't go to Golden State?
It'd be non-existent.
It'd be different. He's still a tremendous defender. I don't think that you're just giving him the credit of playing with Steph Curry and stuff.
After that rookie contract, it would have been sick.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I'm not sure Draymond makes it past his rookie contract if he's going to Golden State.
Yeah, I'm
not saying that's right. I just think the league,
the way the league was,
like he's an undersized 4 whose offensive game, to be generous, was limited. It's just cool defense, I guess. I mean,
I saw PJ Washington play for 12 years.
30% from the field.
PJ Washington.
I'm PJ Tucker. PJ Tucker.
Well, but it took PJ Tucker a while to get. He had
PJ Tucker. PJ Tucker came in like 07 maybe, because he went Texas with KD.
Texas,
the year before KD. Mm-hmm. He was the year before KD, I think, at Texas, if I'm remembering correctly. And then he was playing overseas for like 5 years.
Yeah. He had to fight.
That's not exactly the go-to example.
Well, I mean, he made it past his rookie contract. Though. He played for until 2024, 2023. That's a long time to play.
He was on a rookie contract, was out the league, and got given another contract.
So it's Pat Bev.
Yeah, that's what happens. It wasn't he made it past the rookie contract.
That's a lot of guys passed. That's a lot of guys passed though. They play a long time in the NBA.
After the rookie contract.
Respectfully, you were able to put PJ Tucker in that corner and knock down that 3 ball. Can't do that with Draymond.
If Draymond Green can shoot the basketball, why we disrespectful like Draymond Green can never shoot the basketball?
He used to be able to shoot the basketball.
Come on, Jay. You don't got to do all of this.
He was streaky at best.
But he could shoot.
I mean, let's be honest. Draymond is probably
that 1 year he was hitting shit. Yeah, put some respect.
Yeah, man. 1 year. Draymond's probably the top player in NBA history of going to like the perfect team. Can you think of any other player that went to a better situation for their
drafted by that team.
Yeah, James Worthy.
Other than Magic,
James Worthy.
No, chill. James Worthy could have went anywhere.
Yeah, but not you're naming guys who went to perfect situations, but like they would have been good regardless.
Exactly.
Like guys that are good.
Like, wait, so Draymond Green.
You named James Worthy.
So
Draymond is going to make the Hall of Fame, and it's entirely plausible he wouldn't have got past his rookie contract in a different situation.
So Draymond
That's
Green
a very big fluctuation.
So Draymond Green got drafted to Memphis.
Chill. If we would have took Draymond instead of Thomas Robinson, it would have been the same thing.
Okay, so
Thomas Robinson was better than Draymond.
Okay, so once again,
this is so ridiculous.
I think Draymond was a good player at Michigan State, and I think he gets a good decision.
Thomas Robinson was a good player. Thomas Robinson was hooping at Kansas.
Was hoping at Michigan State.
Who was better, Draymond in Michigan or Thomas Robinson in Kansas? Who was better, Thomas Robinson in Kansas or Draymond in Michigan State?
From my
low-key Draymond for real.
From
the
my
Draymond hit
nigga,
crazy.
Nah, Draymond was hoping.
The year they got drafted, and hot take, and also I didn't watch a ton of college basketball. I go back and watch the draft prospects from that year in hindsight. Draymond Green, in my opinion, was the second best player in the country in 2012.
He was
Big Ten
hoping.
Player of the Year.
You wasn't watching college basketball. You know what you was doing? You know what you was doing?
Stop it. Stop it.
Hey, you was on campus watching something else.
The only reason why he wasn't first round pick because he got into some nonsense.
Volleyball intramurals. That's what you was watching.
The only reason
intramurals, they were starters.
Blood.
The only reason why he wasn't a first round pick. The only reason why he wasn't a first round pick was because he got into some nonsense. He was the Big Ten.
I can't believe he's revisionist history.
No, it's not.
Chill. You can't sit. No. Wait. Hold on. Y'all, please give me 1 second. I gotta ask Chill a straightforward question because Chill, I can't believe you're doing this right now. Chill, are you gonna sit here and tell the people live on national YouTube television that you believe that Draymond Green at Michigan State was better than Thomas Robinson at the University of Kansas?
I didn't say that. I didn't say that at all. But what I'm not also going to sit up here and say that he wouldn't have gotten past his rook deal playing with a team like the Memphis Grizzlies. If he was on that crew, I don't see why he wouldn't have gotten, especially considering what they was doing in the grindhouse.
Yeah.
That could have worked.
I can see that. No, I can see that in Memphis. He could come off that bench and actually help that team. Absolutely.
Why was he not better than Thomas Robinson?
And Ox, because this is what Ox is doing, Mars. This is what Ox is doing. Ox is doing this. Ox is
telling the truth.
No, wait. Stop right there. Because Ox's truth is different from everybody else's truth. Ox's truth is basketball player for basketball player. Skill for skill, he's a better basketball player than Draymond Green. Let's not leave out the fact of what Draymond produced that year. Draymond Green was first team All-American at Michigan State. He was Big Ten Player of the Year. And by the way, when Draymond Green left Michigan State, he was their all-time leading rebounder. Draymond Green
did Thomas Robinson do that?
He was fucking awesome.
Thomas Robinson was he was on the glass too. Thomas Robinson was a great rebounder.
The only reason why he wasn't a first-round pick because he got into some nonsense. That was it.
Man, Thomas Robinson was just dunking. He was playing with 5 stars and dunking. That's all he was doing.
I'm not saying that he wasn't a better basketball player than Draymond Green. I'm not arguing.
2012 isn't the Jimmer season, right? Jimmer was the year before, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that wasn't Jimmer.
Yeah, so Draymond wants to shut up.
I think no matter what, there's always going to be the red flag of size. I mean, the biggest red flag, I think, transferring from college to the NBA is size. And no matter what, Draymond Green's still going to be a 6'6" power forward that can't really shoot. So, I mean, everything that we know about Draymond now is still looking in hindsight at his career on the Warriors. Like all of that, you cannot just simply project that to him coming out of college. There's so many. There are a ton of names.
Safe to say he wouldn't be a Hall of Famer.
And he can shoot the basketball. I'm tired of saying Draymond can't shoot the
Draymond finished
basketball.
third.
He shot
let
the
it
basketball.
go, bro. He can shoot the basketball.
Safe to say he
No,
wouldn't have been a Hall
options.
of
You're not going to
Hey,
tell me
yo.
that somebody with the same 3
Hey, wait. But two, because two
Michael Jordan
also.
can't shoot the fucking basketball. I don't give a fuck what y'all was talking about. I watched him as a entire career. He can shoot the fucking basketball.
Okay.
I-
All right, my bad.
Oxen
My
J.
bad. But wait.
Oxen J.
Real quick, Ron. I gotta ask a quick question. Quick question, Ron. Quick question. It's gonna be over fast. Chill. At that time, which conference was better, Big 10 or Big 12?
In the 2000, the Big Ten. You can fight it all you want. The Big Ten from 2000 to 2009, the Big Ten was balls.
2009.
From that decade, from 2000 to 2009, the Big Ten was balls. 100%. Ohio
Fellas,
State, Michigan State. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Ron.
We've been talking about Draymond, a power forward that can't shoot.
He can shoot, bro. Stop being
I
disrespectful.
want to talk about another 6'9", 6'10" dude who can't shoot, who might just be back in the NBA soon. You know, the light-skinned guy from Australia, the left-handed point guard who was also a #1 pick. Yeah, let's talk about Ben Simmons. There are rumors going around that he will be signing a 1-year deal, minimum contract, again with the Philadelphia 76ers to come and help LeBron win another ring. I'm going to kick the rock to Damian. That's right. Magic Simmons.
Magic Johnson signed a 1-year deal.
Basically, you know, hey, might as well, if you squint hard enough, you'll see Magic Johnson. But Damian, you are from Australia and you may have inside sources. I don't know. I just know that, you know, you guys run around the same circles in the same country. Can you talk to us a little bit about this?
Yeah, so I mean, PC's in a position. We're growing. We told you guys we're in a position we can break some news. We can refute reports. We're here. But no, when this news broke, I made a few phone calls, had a couple conversations with some people, and the reports are essentially false on a potential return to the Sixers at this stage. So let's just say I would be extremely shocked if he ended up back there. Obviously, there's some new faces in the front office, but it isn't a perfect relationship with how it ended. And at this stage, it's honestly extremely unlikely that Simmons is ever going to return to the NBA. I can confirm there's no active offers for him at the moment. So this would be his representation actively seeking an opportunity. There's nothing on the table in concrete to my knowledge. So there's no indication that he's returning to the Sixers anytime soon. Like I said earlier in the show, it's a never say never league. Things can change very quickly, but that's what I was told yesterday, Ron. But in other news as well that I was told yesterday, or confirmed with yesterday, Cole Anthony is signing with Melbourne United here in the NBL, reuniting back with Joe Ingles, who they played together with the Orlando Magic, and that team is coached by Jacob Chance, who coached the San Antonio Spurs G League team last year. He was the head coach there, so a lot happening over here. A bit of movement, yeah. But the Ben Simmons stuff I had to check, man, because it's very unlikely that he'll return to the league before proving it.
Just
before proving it.
Ben Simmons hated to me, but it's cool. Stay on that.
I would love for him to return, and look, he stayed in shape and stuff. Basketball shape, though, it would have to be a prove it type thing. I think it would be similar to like what Victor Oladipo is doing. Maybe he holds like a pro day or something and teams come and check him out, but that hasn't been scheduled. I don't think it's on the schedule. I know he's had, interviews with magazines and things where he's talked about returning, but nothing's gained traction from what I was told yesterday in that way. So sorry, Ron.
Hey.
Sorry, man.
Well,
and he's a fishing pro as well. So.
Well, that's
I was about to say.
He's a fishing pro as well. So, he's
best of luck catching the biggest game.
He's having a good time throwing the rod in and wheeling in a few fish. It's a good life. Can't hate that life, chill.
Hey, man. I played.
You made your million?
Yeah. Ben Simmons, he showed up in what? 17? 18? 17? 16 or something like that. He showed up. He didn't play that first year. So, I mean, he played, 7 years? And he signed that contract extension for like $100 million. Made the All-Pro team, made the All-League defensive team, made the All-Star team a couple of times. Yeah, I'm good. I really don't like playing basketball like that anyway. Yeah, I'm good. I don't really like playing basketball that much anyway. So I got paid doing it. I'm straight. Yeah. I'm going fishing.
Never say never. I would love to see him back, but at this stage, it seems unlikely. But Cole Anthony's is a one. Well, he'd have to be close to 30 now, is he? In the late 20s?
Yeah, he's probably over 30, right?
Yeah, I think he might be 30, 31. I don't know. I can't remember.
How old is Brandon Ingram?
29.
Ben Simmons just turned 30
2016
last
draft,
month.
29, 30.
There you go.
Yeah, 29,
There
He
you
just turned 30 last month, Mom.
There you go. I don't know why some people still think like he's a young guy. He's not a young guy anymore. And when you got back issues as well, you're probably a little bit
That's what
older
the
than your
problem
age
is
as
more
well.
than anything, Damien. The back issues. I think that's where we had the biggest problem. I think that's what kind of like shut down his like superpower, if we're being honest. And
the Cole,
absolutely said that.
For sure, yeah. And the Cole and Ron, I was told like the Cole Anthony deal's 1 year because his intention is to return to the league. So he's planning to have a big year over here and get back there. So time will tell, man. Time will tell.
Man, Cole Anthony was supposed to be the truth.
They definitely made it worth his while, I'm sure, in terms of the money for him to go to Australia. He didn't just go over there for a little bit of money. Nah, he definitely made that worth his while.
Cole Anthony was supposed to be one of them ones. Who'd you guys like more coming out of college? Cole Anthony or Dennis Smith?
Dennis Smith, yeah, hell yeah. I thought Dennis Smith was gonna be the one. I almost bought a Mavs jersey.
I like Cole, but maybe it was his father's thing. I like the father connection. But...
Cole went to UNC, right?
Yeah.
UNC?
Yeah.
All right, well, moving on to the next super chat. It's from Edu. Edu05 said this. It make no sense to trade him for the Warriors from a basketball or financial standpoint. Ron is yapping. We, Steph FC, just want him to get traded to contend, but he has to request a trade for that.
Very much like we talked about when we talked about Milwaukee, when I told y'all, Giannis would have had to ask me for a divorce in front of the whole family at Christmas at the table. And even then, I would have been like, let's go in the back and let's talk. I'm still not giving it to him. No. I'm still not signing them divorce papers. Not happening.
What is the best trade destination, like fantasy-wise, for Steph, do you think?
Spurs.
Spurs
have the
I mean,
best
there is another team, too, but they just probably wouldn't do it. But, you know, that team in Oklahoma. Shout out to Oklahoma.
I still think fit-wise the Spurs. You like Detroit, team?
Like
Detroit would be
Steph
fun
Curry in
next
Detroit is lighting up the league. He is destroying them. Like they got a ball handler that they knew, the floor spacer, the ball handler. Even though Steph Curry's old, he can still do that stuff.
Well, no, I think if you're factoring in the contract, that last super chat might have it. I mean, as far as money wise, the Nuggets, if you just replace Jamal Murray with Steph, I think that might be.
That could be interesting.
You know, as far as actually realistically matching, you know, a place.
Denver would jump up and give up their firstborn child of everyone in the front office to get Steph. For
of course, and what would that do for us? Why the hell would
why
we
they not doing it then? If that's true, then why they not doing it? Why
the hell would we want it?
That's why.
Why would we want to give you Steph?
There's plenty of if I'm not mistaken, and you guys can straighten me out with this, Luka did not request to be traded. No, he did not. Okay. But all you got to do is pick up the telephone. I've said this to Ron 1,000 times. Ron, you'd be surprised. My grandmother told me this when I was a kid, and I will die on this hill. My grandmother told me you'd be surprised what you can get if you just ask.
More teams should be picking up the phone too.
Pick up the telephone and find out. Check their temperature. Hey. I don't know who the general manager is for the. I'm sorry, Mike Dunleavy. This is such and such from the Denver Nuggets. Hey, how y'all feeling about Steph these days? How do you like Jamal Murray? What do you think about him? Now, this conversation isn't the conversation that got to end right here. Like, we can keep talking about this, just like the same thing happened with Luka. Like, that conversation wasn't a conversation that happened over 5 minutes, and next thing you know, Luka is in Los Angeles. No, this was something like, hey, how you feel about these guys?
It's a process, yeah.
Dame, don't entertain him, Dame. There's no.
But to be fair, like, it's true. Like, a lot of trades, are like a process. Like, the talks happen over the course of weeks and months, days. The deadline heats up, but like these guys are on the phones a fair bit, but maybe they should be on the phone more chill and just ask the question, man.
You pick up your phone, chill. You're the Denver Nuggets. I'm the Warriors. Go ahead. Call me about Steph.
Hey Jay, how you doing, bro? What's going on with you? I was wondering how you was how you doing, my man? Everything good?
Everything good, man. Family good. How you doing, Chill?
That's good news, man. That's good news. How the family? Family's good. Everybody's good.
Son
I
just
seen your
started
off
school.
season. I seen your off season, and really not much is going on. How you feeling about Steph these days?
Hold on, my mom's calling me. I'll call you right back.
It wouldn't end that. It wouldn't end that quickly.
Yeah, but
I honestly,
because
I think it's a bit cliche how fans talk about like GMs need to pick the phone up more. Like that's not realistic. This is $1 billion industry. These guys are paid millions of dollars. You're talking about a sport where the roster only has like a dozen people. I'm fairly confident that everyone in the NBA has an extremely elaborate network of knowing the exact inventory of every other team. Teams are in contact with each other. Every GM is well aware of what they're willing to give up, what they're looking to get. I think fans have a picture of these GMs just like sitting in their office with the feet up on the table all day, every day.
Jay, I got a quick question for you.
I
got a quick question for you, Jay, because I know you're a busy man, and I know that you got a lot going on, and I seen your off season, and I seen what's been going on. Just wondering, like, what if you were interested in moving off of Curry? I'm not saying that you are. But if you were interested in moving off of Curry, like, what would that look like? Like,
probably Jokic and some firsts.
So Jokic and some firsts.
Two first and Jokic.
Jokic and some first would be something that you would entertain. All right. I'm to be honest with you, I'm just wondering. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to circle back and we're going to have this conversation again in a couple of weeks when you sign somebody else and like we're getting close to the training camp. Hey, Jay, how you doing, brother? What's going on? Yeah, I mean, I got training camp stuff coming up. I got a couple of guys that I've been interested in signing. Again, you had mentioned a little while ago to me about Curry that if you were interested in moving off of him, this is what it would look like in terms of maybe Jokic or something like that. If you could get a third team involved in this, like, would you be interested in doing something like that?
Okay, chill. I see you doing chill. All right. Maybe.
This is how these conversations work. It ain't just, hey, Dame, give me Steph, I'll give you this. No, this shit happen. How you think Luka ended up in Los Angeles? Luka didn't just end up in Los Angeles because it was like, hey, let me just have him. No, this shit happened over the course of some time.
Yes,
I keep trying to tell you dudes, and I'm going to stand on this. I will tell you dudes this. My grandmother told me this when I was a kid. You'd be surprised how far you can get if you just ask.
Yes.
Chill. I mean, if Denver
just ask.
If you don't know Shawty feeling you unless you ask.
Like you can. I do believe. Like, because first of all, as we know, like Aaron Gordon from the Bay, you know what I'm saying? Let's bring him home. You know what I'm saying? Give me Aaron Gordon, give me Jamal. You know what I'm saying? Take Steph. We're gonna move off of Draymond Green too. Like there's moves for the Warriors that the Warriors can make that they can be competitive now and still build for the future. Like I don't.
You tell me I could have the chance to have Aaron Gordon? Oh my God!
That's Aaron Gordon's a great basketball player.
Let's pause real quick. We think that Jamal Curry and Aaron Gordon make the Warriors more competitive than they are right now.
Jay, again, this is
wait, Jay, but yes. I don't see why that's so crazy. Yeah, because
Jamal Murray, Aaron Gordon and
Jamal Murray and Aaron Gordon, hell yeah, they helped the Warriors. They helped them. And then on top of that, like I said, you still have to move off of Draymond Green too. Draymond Green, send him to Portland. Let me get one of them guards. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me get one of them guards in another pick. I you know what I'm saying? I don't know.
And then Jimmy Butler, and then Porzingis.
That's what I'm saying. Like the Warriors do have these assets that they can come off of, and it doesn't have to be big blockbuster shit. Like with Steph, yeah, it needs to be a bang. Like it needs to be a bang. I need Jamal, I need Aaron, and I need 2 first rounds.
But that doesn't make them more competitive than they are right now.
Thank you. Yeah, anybody here any situation?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. If you would, because Jamal, yes, it does. Jamal Murray is a really good basketball player. Like Aaron Gordon is a really good basketball player.
I agree.
On top of that,
why you want to be competitive?
You get these draft.
I don't, but I'm saying if that's the goal, he just said that. That's Ox's parameters. Ox's parameters.
Jay, you just got here, so I want to make this very clear that I don't think we should be having this conversation. I think
that's where I was going.
I think this should have happened 2 years ago, and then we could have really made something happen for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like I think everybody could have ate 2 years ago if they would have just took care of it then. But
Damn,
now since we're here, it's like, okay, if we're gonna even have this conversation, I didn't start this conversation, Jay. I didn't make this title. I didn't tell Steph to go play golf with Jason Tatum. I don't work for any of these news outlets that are putting these rumors out here. I'm just doing my job and talking about it. So now that I'm here, I'm gonna talk about it. I think that there still are options. That's what Damian, what you were just saying. Chill, talking about picking up the phone. Chill, I live by that as well. I'm gonna ask for something. So I do think that there are ways that you can still do this. It doesn't have to be the Celtics. It obviously doesn't have to be San Antonio, but there are still moves that can be made. There are pieces out there that we might be overlooking right now. There are GMs that are interested, like, we'll take Steph for 2 years. We'll give you 3 first-round picks. Like, look, well, not Milwaukee anymore because Giannis isn't there, but there's a bunch of different options out there, y'all. Like, I don't think we should just close the door on this. We shouldn't just write this off, bro. Like, there are moves to be made. And Draymond Green can go, Steph can go, Jimmy's he's hurt and all, but he can move. Like, Kristaps, there's moves, y'all. Let's just not shut the door on this so early.
Jay, I just want to rewind the clock. You went from hanging up on me to we was just having a conversation.
But it wasn't going nowhere.
Right. My only issue was that Ox said we can remain competitive. Also, right. I agree. Like, if you're gonna blow it up. Right. I'm with you. Move all those guys. Move.
But why you sleep on Jamal and AG? Jamal and AG, those are good basketball players.
And from a
because
more competitive than they are right now. Though, we might as well
with my female analogy,
no, Jimmy is hurt. Jimmy is hurt. Jimmy is hurt. They're not competitive right now. The Warriors are not competitive right now.
I can talk a woman's draws off. I can talk them back on.
They just bounced it. They bounced their Clippers.
Okay, chill, but sometimes
that doesn't matter. They're not. Jay, this is not a competitive team.
And
I think they can be
Jimmy's
competitive.
going to return.
I just got hung up on. Right. I literally.
Jimmy come back in February.
I go from getting hung up on to
Jimmy's not even
having a
running.
conversation.
Chill. Getting hung up on might have been the best thing for you. It might have saved you a year of a horrible relationship with,
Maybe.
Here's what I'm saying. Look, there are generally 4 types of trades you can make. You can go out and try to get an overpriced superstar to win a championship. You can go out and try to get some younger prospects who you hope are going to get better over the next couple of years. You can go out and try to trade for cap relief, or you can go out and try to trade for picks to help you in the future. So out of those 4 types of trade, what realistic position are the Warriors in to convert any one of those 4 types of trades into being an actual contender? I don't think
I'm already on record. I said that the iron was hot, and after they won the championship in 23 year when they lost to the Lakers, that's when the iron was hot.
That's when it was right there.
I don't think
Pirate, once again, I think you're missing the point. Like, exactly, Damian. I think you guys are missing the point. From what me and Ron were saying is, you're not a contender right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're not a contender right now. If you make this move, you still won't necessarily be a contender right now. But at least you will have some type of war chest to go into the future and become a contender again much sooner than you would be if you just watch Steph Curry walk away into the sunline instead of just taking him out the pasture right now. Like, why I don't understand why that point is going over your head. Like, y'all,
because it's not going over my head. Okay, here's my retort. I believe because Steph is in a situation where once a player is making so much money, you've priced yourself out of those options. The amount of money that Steph is making, you're not going to, like, out of those 4 types of trades that I said, you're not going to go for the overpriced superstar, right? So that's off the table. So for the amount of money that Steph is making, what are you really going to get some prospects that you think are going to develop into, like, all-pro MVP type players?
They don't got to be that. They don't got to be that.
Okay, so that one's off the table.
Players. They could be really good role players, and we could be looking for that player in the draft in these next 3 years. That's why we need these draft picks.
But if they're really good role players,
we could be looking for that next AJ DeBonsa. We could
really good role players.
Tyron Stokes.
Yeah, but
really good role players are good teams that are in contention now. You're talking about trading for a really good role player, getting them back right now, but you know that we're still going to be rebuilding for the next few years. So by the time we're any good to where those really good, I don't understand. By the time those really good role players would be worth it, they're going to be older.
Yeah,
Bob,
but another thing
they're choosing not to understand what we're saying, and it's okay. We can we can just let this go, man.
Okay.
Hey, it's been a while since y'all acted like this.
But there was one final thing though that we haven't considered is that Steph, if he doesn't sign an extension, is expiring money, which is attractive for teams that also want cap space. So that in an asset, he can be that for another team as well. That's trying to get a lot of money off their books. So that's another way.
Damn it! I was just thinking a second ago before Pirates said that. Damn it! Chill. Please don't jump through the screen on me, chill. But look, I'm not offering you this extension. I'm not giving you this money. And if I can't find a way to trade for you, free agency, Steph.
The reason why I'm offering them the dough is because I'm trying to make that money back. I'm going to make that money back times 10. That's why I'm offering them the dough. And I'm committed to not winning. I'm committed to being.
Oh, so chill. You capping for billionaires. You just want billionaires to make more money.
So once again, Ox, I'm talking about this from a business standpoint, and from a business standpoint, we got. I probably got 2 more years of Steph. I probably got 2 more years tops of Steph Curry at this level. 2 more. So if I got 2 more years of him at this level, and I say, Steph, I got 125 million over the next. I got 125 million for the next 2 years, and he signs that. I'm not committed to winning. I'm getting a farewell tour, and my building is going to be sold out. The TV money is going to be incredible, and I'm committed to that. I'm not committed to winning, and I'm 100% confident Steph is putting his name on that contract. He is not walking out the front door and leaving $125 million on the table. He's not doing that.
All right, y'all. Lob City J sent through $9.99 and said Steph will and should sign his extension, but I could see him taking a pay cut for Charlotte. His dad has been trying to recruit him there for years, and Steph asked him if he could wear number 30 if he went. Steph and Charlotte?
It'd be a cool story.
Charlotte would be all right with Steph.
Y'all so sentimental.
I never really get that, but it'd be a cool story, I guess.
We are sentimental. Is that what you just said, Ox?
Ox is crazy, bro.
If Chris Webber didn't tear up his knee in 2003 and he ended up playing there for 5 more years and the Sacramento Kings won the NBA championship twice, your ass will be up here talking about Chris Webber jersey, retired. Let's build a statue of him outside the arena. Let's keep him on the crew for as long as we possibly can.
We should do that. We should do
that
anyway.
Thank you very much. I want to remind everybody, Ox is the guy who has diehard loyalty to Domantas Sabonis. Ox is the guy who says that he would never trade Domantas Sabonis because he's so emotionally attached.
I want to be clear about that too. See that's where y'all be getting me effed up.
You said you'd
I said no. I said we could trade all these other pieces.
That's what he said.
No. But wait. But hold on. I know what I said. I'm gonna tell y'all since y'all keep getting this confused.
Let's hear it.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing. What I'm saying right now. We can trade all these other pieces, but in order to stay some type of competitive, we can keep Domantas as a foundation. We could have we still had pieces. Zach LaVine.
Stay competitive.
we were competitive until Domantas started getting hurt. But anyways, look, listen. What I said is we can still make a bunch. All right, bro.
But the Warriors weren't competitive.
Never mind. Y'all getting caught up on little shit. I said we should make some trades. We should rebuild, but don't rebuild. Just like I'm saying with the Warriors. This is the same thing I'm saying with the Warriors. You can rebuild and get pieces. You don't have to rebuild and just go to shit. Like that's why I was saying we could still make a bunch of trades, get draft picks, keep Domantas, and build around that.
That's actually what rebuilding is, Ox. You get draft capital and young players, and you rebuild that way. You don't just let everybody in your team walk and then scratch your head like, all right, what are we gonna do next?
Retooling, that's how I look at it. I think there's a way that you can.
I'm sure you do, Kings fan. I'm sure you do.
Well, I don't run the Kings organization. I don't know if you know this or not, Jay, but
Well,
I've
if you
never
did,
made a move for the Kings.
they'd be the same.
I don't know if y'all know this because I know a lot of times. I know a lot of times y'all like to attach yourself to teams and pretend like you're a part of it. I don't do that. I just watch the basketball team. I'm loyal. I'm loyal to the Sacramento Kings because I'm from Sacramento.
Said to us that if Domantas Sabonis got traded to the Lakers, we moving to Los Angeles. Check your shit. Thank you.
And what y'all and
keep it real. I'm talking shit like. What are you doing, Ox?
See, I didn't know that everything that we say is supposed to just be taken so seriously.
Oh my! Ox, who you talking to? Holy shit!
I'm up here for 3 hours. I can't have fun
so now you
like,
troll.
Yeah. I mean, what you think I'm a Laker? I'll never be a Lakers fan. Stop playing with me, please. Like, when I'm saying that, I'm trying to express how much I fuck with Domantas Sabonis. That's
exactly. No, that's
like,
what
okay.
That's
you were being exaggeratory.
I thought I was up here.
Okay. My bad.
I thought I was up here with people that understood that type of shit. Y'all know I would never be a Lakers fan. But when I just want to be clear, like I think you can rebuild and still have a foundation. Like, and so bringing that conversation to this conversation.
That's how you rebuild, though.
Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. Different teams are in different situations.
The difference between rebuilding and retooling. I think retooling is staying competitive. Retooling is staying competitive while also changing the direction of your franchise. Similar to what Atlanta did. While you get off Trae Young, you trust a guy like Jalen Johnson to take you forward. Rebuilding is like what the Sixers went through when they went through the process. That's sort of the difference.
Hey,
Damien, you go look for a house, right? And you're trying to get the value of this house. You go, you bring the appraisers, you inspect it. You want to make sure this house still got good bones. Like I don't want to have to redo the foundation. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to have to redo all this. I'm cool with knocking down this wall and putting some new light fixtures and repainting this and redoing all the landscaping around. But I don't want if there's a big bunch of cracks in the foundation, like this ain't the house. We good. We're cool. I'll move on to the next.
But can we look at? Well, let's look at the actual history of the NBA. All right, the Bulls became total shit. You get Michael Jordan, you get a dynasty. I mean, the Spurs become total shit. They end up getting some of the greatest big men. The history of the NBA is that a lot of these greatest teams came out of the basement. They didn't come out of the mid tier. The history of the NBA is a lot of the really great teams that we think of. They hit rock bottom, and then you get lucky, and that's just that's a very common pattern in the NBA.
To be honest,
you could be lucky, but you got to be prepared for your luck. You got to.
Luck.
You can't just like Pyro. You just said earlier when you got here. Yeah, you got to be ready for ups and downs in life. But you can't just sit around. You're never gonna get back up if you're just walking around. I'll stumble across $1 million one day. No, you got to put in some work. You got to put yourself in position to receive that luck when you see it.
We put ourselves in position for the last dozen years, and it paid off.
So that means you just give up on the next dozen years?
There comes a cost. There comes a cost. I mean, on this trajectory, if you're gonna build a team that's gonna be a dynasty over the course of a decade, at the end of it, you're probably going to be in a rough patch for a little bit.
But stay ready so you don't got to get ready.
And I think that, to be honest with you, Ox, your Sacramento Kings, for example.
Why we keep talking about the Kings shit? Why we talking about the Kings?
And hear me out.
No, Pirate brought up the Kings. I never bring up the Kings on this platform.
Well, hear me out.
Not anymore. You sure were like
the reason why we talking about the Kings is because the Kings.
I don't think y'all understand. Like, chat, get my back for a second. I never bring up the Kings on this platform. I didn't bring up the Kings at all last season. I don't bring up the Kings unless we like beans. I'm not a nutcase fan. When we're sorry as shit, and I'm not up here pretending like we're not. I didn't bring up the Kings.
You just said we can stay competitive and keep some bonus. That's what you just said.
No, because at the time of that first conversation, Jay, at the time of that conversation, we were decent before Sabonis got hurt.
And this is exactly where I'm going, Ox. Okay, so you draft De'Aaron Fox, right? You draft De'Aaron Fox. That's a foundational piece that you have. We building this thing around him. Then you trade for Sabonis. Okay, we got our foundation.
Sabonis made us a basketball.
Don't forget about Halliburton.
We actually okay.
Oh, well, you traded Halliburton for Sabonis.
Sabonis made us a basketball team.
That's how you got Sabonis. So
we
now
weren't a team until we got DeMontis.
We got our foundation. We got Sabonis, and we got Sabonis, and we got De'Aaron Fox. That's our foundation. That's who we building this thing around. Then you draft Keegan Murray, right? But then we have some injuries, and this thing falls apart. Okay, so now we're moving in a different direction. Who is our foundational piece? Is it still Sabonis, or is it this kid Acuff? Is this who we building our unit around? I think it's Acuff.
I'll build around both of them, yeah. I'll build around
okay, so it's Acuff and Sabonis. We have our foundational piece. That's the point that I'm making. When you have when you're rebuilding, I can't rebuild if I don't have a foundation. I can't just go, well, I'm going to throw some things against the wall to see what sticks. That's not the way that works. No, I'm going to get a foundation. I'm going to get a guy, do my homework, see what's out there. This kid Darius Acuff, he is the future of what we got going on because we got it wrong.
Maybe Chill. I mean, he's a baby. Chill. We don't know. I don't know. I gotta watch the kid play basketball.
So how can you build around both in two separate timelines? By the time Darius Acuff is ready to meaningfully contribute to a winning team, Sabonis is going to be. How old is Sabonis now? 28, 29?
Well, I mean, you can't look. Respectfully, Jay, with these new kids, you can't let them just go outside and just play in the mud. You know what I'm saying? You gotta let them play in at least some sand. You know what I'm saying? These kids can't get dirty like that.
Keep your ass where I can see you. Is that what that is?
You know what I'm saying?
Keep your ass where I can see you.
We gotta give them. You know what I'm saying? We gotta give them some shiny toys to play with. Or they'll
keep your ass where I can see
shiny toy. You gotta give them a tablet and a console.
You know what I'm saying? You got to give them something to play with. They can't just be out there making mud pies like we did back in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't do that.
Okay, Ox. Thank you for that analogy. That told me nothing to answer my question, but I appreciate it.
No, it answers your question perfectly. You can't just leave them out there with Maxime Renault and just be like, okay, Darius, get better. You got to send them out there with some adults. Like,
so you don't want to retool and move and build a different foundation around Acuff.
Honestly, Jay, I'm really not that invested. I'm just gonna watch basketball. Like, they're gonna do what they're gonna do. I don't want my team to win 5 games. I'll prefer we win 30.
I could get with
Hey, Ox.
You're very ambitious.
Y'all should trade for Steph Curry.
Don't you dare! Don't you dare ruin my GOAT legacy like that.
Hey, they can't have Zach.
Nobody wants Zach. They're about to give Zach away.
Zach is good, bro. Zach
is cold. I know that no one wants to pay Zach the money that y'all paid him.
So I don't know why this platform turned their back on Zach LaVine and pretend like he's not a good basketball player, but he's still a good basketball player. He's still better than Austin Reeves.
No, we lost that war. Zach LaVine FC, we lost that war. It's okay.
No.
He's way better than Austin Reeves.
Yeah. Stay in the fight, Mars. Stay in the fight.
He's way better than Austin Reeves.
Zach LaVine's a very
easily better than Austin Reeves.
Why is that
easily better than Austin Reeves?
You see, I don't understand Austin Reeves' conversation. Oh my God, how is he here? How?
The thing that
one could ask how Zach LaVine is here, but it's cool.
But the problem with the NBA is that people forget that guys are good basketball players just because they're on inflated contracts. That's, I think, the bad thing about the league. Like, LaVine can still play, but people just devalue him because his contract's really bad. But he can still play. Like, it happens to a lot of guys as well, which is unfortunate. But
that's what I meant by nobody wants him, is that they can't get off his contract.
It is what it is. But if he was on a minimum,
what was it? They said they're going to buy him out, right? Is that what they were talking about?
That was the conversation was last time I checked, that they was going to buy him out.
You get Zach LaVine on a friendly contract. I think the value is there. I mean, he wasn't as good last year as like he's been in previous years.
They sucked.
I don't like just doing that where it's like, oh, well, the team's bad, so everyone who plays bad is only because the team's bad. It's like, no,
that's how it goes.
I don't always agree with that. I think Zach LaVine is notably getting worse, personally. But I still think he adds value as like an outside shooting, scoring guard. But there's also like major deficiencies in his game.
Totally, yeah.
And he's not as good as he was when he was like at his best, which I think was like 2021. That Zach LaVine, I still think, is probably better than Austin Reeves. But this Zach LaVine isn't that.
Well, like mini or Chicago, man.
Chicago, 21. That was he was averaging like 27 a game.
Yeah, I agree.
It's fucking nasty.
That time it was like, for me, it was like Devin Booker's the best 2 guard in the league. Zach LaVine. Like,
Oh, really? Wow.
Wasn't the year after last year?
No D Mitch.
3-point
No D Mitch in 21 for you. My fault, Mars. Sorry.
That's how high I was on that Zach LaVine. Like he
My
was
bad.
Really.
All right, fellas. The next super chat I got is from Wow1234438. Said, can you guys please talk about what they have post 2019 for Steph to go all in? They have what, 6 to 7 first round picks, man. They got JB, but it was years late to make a move. They owe it to Steph.
I don't owe nothing, man. They gave Steph the best team
Nobody
ever.
owes anybody anything
I don't
in
want to
pro
hear that
sports.
shit. Oh,
That
it's
Jalen
Steph.
Brown
I'm
report was
owing
interesting.
shit.
How they didn't wanna-
The Warriors should do what's
Brown.
best for them, the same way Steph should do what's best for him.
Absolutely.
Like everyone should do what's best for you in your life. The Warriors, your job is to do what's best for the Warriors. So that's what you should be prioritizing. Steph Curry, your job is do what's best for Steph Curry. That's what you should be prioritizing. Like all this, no. Do what's best for you. That's what free agency is for.
They owe it to him. First of all, Steph. First of all, they built that unit around Steph, 100% from the beginning. They built that unit around Steph. On top of them building that unit around Steph and getting Kevin and Durant and Klay Thompson, they also paid Steph the most amount of money after they won the NBA championship in 2017. They continued to pay him the most amount of money. So
I mean,
we don't.
He did earn it. Like, you know, he makes them exponentially more.
Which means they don't owe him anything.
No, I'm not saying they owe him. I'm just saying they didn't say, hey, Steph, you know, we love you, so here's some money. He made them billions.
He was paying back those contracts, like for sure.
Absolutely.
I mean, it was a year he played 5 games and he was still making most in the NBA, you know. But they also gave him the best team ever for 3 years. So, you know. It's pretty good.
They didn't give Steph the best team. They wanted the best team ever. They didn't do anything for Steph. They said, you know, this is the best team we could put out there. We want to win basketball games. Let's sign the best player possible.
And by virtue of that, Steph got given the best team ever.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, part of it is they're the best team ever because Steph also makes them the best team ever.
Correct.
But they gave Steph the best team. Well, according to Kevin Durant, the second best team ever. I guess I don't know.
I agree. The premise of the conversation is faulty, right? They don't owe Steph anything, so they didn't give him anything because they don't owe him anything.
What do you mean they didn't give him anything? They moved off of Monty, like
they gave him the keys. Yeah, they gave him the keys.
They did what's best for the franchise. It's also beneficial.
Yeah, he also took the. It was a mutually beneficial relationship.
Right. The whole thing has been a voluntary transaction on everyone's part. Nobody owes anybody anything, and it pretty much worked out for everybody.
The Warriors benefited from Steph. Steph benefited from the Warriors. Yes, the Warriors have become one of the most the most valued franchises in the sport, and Steph has a lot to do with that. Steph has become maybe like the highest earning player in NBA history. The Warriors are the ones giving him that money. Steph has 4 rings. The Warriors now have 4 extra rings. Like everyone's benefited from this relationship.
Agreed.
Happy marriage.
Good shit, Ron. We can't hear
wife,
you.
happy life.
Respect, Ron.
Nemo Get To It sent through $4.99 and said, been watching a lot of Cade lately, and sheesh, I see Ant fans feel disrespected when they are compared, but I think Cade might be better.
I wouldn't go that far, but it's definitely a conversation.
Ron said that's
yeah, that's just burning.
Shout out Nemo. But I've been telling y'all this.
Cade's good, man.
By the end of next year, Cade could be considered better than that, I think.
Chad, I want to talk to you for a second, Chad. Please give me an answer. Please give me an answer. Please give me an answer in the chat, Chad. I want to talk to the community for a second. So it's August 2026. Right now, like during the summer, are y'all actively going back watching games from this 25-26 season? And if you guys are going back watching games, like what games are y'all watching? Because he just said I've been watching a lot of Cade. It's like it's August, so you know. Are you watching this season, Cade?
I'm not actively watching games from this past season.
I'm watching old school games.
I'm watching games for my series.
Yeah, I know what you're on right now, Morris. Yeah, I'm just curious, like, cause he sent that super chat saying that, so I'm like, I want to know, like, in the chat, like, are y'all going back watching games from this season? And I'm not even saying that you guys have to be watching basketball right now. You know, I'm just curious to know, like, for the people that are watching basketball right now, are y'all watching like this last season? Are you watching old school games, or like what are y'all watching right now? I'm watching Asia, so.
I've been playing my guitar, playing chess, and watching a little bit of George Gervin and Bobby Jones highlights here and there.
Pirate, hey Pirate, I will clean you up in chess.
No, you really won't.
I'm talking about I would take
I
that
will
beard and
literally
mop
bet
that
you
board.
$1,000 right now.
Ron can play some chess.
I haven't. My Elo's 2,000. What's yours?
I don't know what the hell an ELO is. I just get busy.
Okay,
I just get busy. Hey, I play chess. I play chess in the hood. We don't talk about all of that.
I play chess in the hood too, Ron, with an ELO of 2,000.
What does that mean, Pirate?
That means that I'm a shade under.
Boy, you better put your mama chess set down.
Master.
Oh,
The Magnus Carlsen is about 2,800. So that's like the greatest chess player in the world.
So
if you get 2,500, you're like grandmaster level. I'm around 2,000.
But I'm really about it though.
I'm gonna see you next week. We gonna play. I'm gonna see you next week. We gonna play 3 games.
See you next
week. I would guess the Ron's around 8.
If we don't do it on live, it didn't happen. If we don't stream it, it didn't happen.
Oh, we're definitely streaming it for big money too, Ron. Big money.
I don't know about y'all. I stay strapped.
Ron, come on.
Keep that blower on.
Ron, you're quiet over there.
I said what I said. I'm
streaming it for big money, right?
I said what I said. I don't know what I'm like.
Keep it on me. I don't know about y'all.
Well, chat.
I hear a whole bunch.
You gotta tap into that. That's gonna be a fun episode.
Hey, chill. A lot of times when dudes get to talking that hoop shit, check up.
Wait. That's like put some jack on it.
They get to talking that hoop shit, chill.
It's gonna be checkmate.
Jack on it.
Chess up, Jay.
You know what I'm saying? What's up?
I'm not good at chess.
Put some money on the floor. What's up?
I got kicked out of chess camp. I couldn't.
Y'all just not about that action.
I'm dead ass about that. That was not good. They kicked me out of chess camp. My dad sent me back like a week later.
Shit, Pirate. Hold on, Pirate. What you want to do? I'm in Santa Cruz right now. I'm on my way up to the city, and I'll be in the city at about 3. What you want to do?
Wait, my city? Oakland?
San Francisco.
Oh, really? Well, let's go fucking get a drink. Jesus.
What you want to do? I got the chess set right here.
See, look, I'm trying to be friendly.
Talk about getting a drink.
Nah. But you would rather get your ass. Okay, so we can do it your way.
All that.
I would like to.
I'm gonna beat both of y'all sober. That's what's gonna happen.
40s and watch the sunset. But you would rather get smoked at chess and go home in a bad mood. But so let's do it your way, man.
I'll never do
it your way.
Pirate actually trying to be nice. He actually doesn't want to. He want to go get a drink. He like, yo, you gonna be around? Yo, let's go get a drink.
Let's play chess.
That's what he actually want to do.
Let's do it.
Well, I'm just saying, I stay strapped. That's all I'm saying.
Speaking of staying, Ron, since we're on the subject of staying, we got a new member. Yes, we do. We do have a new member. This is Mr. Two-Way 3L V100. Yeah, he just became a new member.
Two-way 3 level 00.
Absolutely. So
shout out to 2way 3 level. We got another new member too by the name of Trey Rain. Shout out to Trey Rain. Salute to you for joining up. We also have another super chat from the Jonathan Frazier. Y'all know the face. Y'all know the name. Jonathan Frazier said, "Help me out, fellas. You're in a 1v1. First to 11, and you're tied at 10. You're being forced left because it's your weekend. What's your move to win the game?"
First of all, let me ask this real quick. Go home.
Pound dribble spin move. You're right.
Go home. How the hell you got? What you doing in the basketball court? You got a weekend. How you got a weekend? You got 2 hands. How was 1 week?
By the way.
Pound dribble.
The joke.
Hey, I like
Jaylen Brown's biggest defender talking about how you all weekend. I mean,
how you got a weekend? Force left.
I don't know.
Always go pound dribble, spin move towards the basket. That's your best move. Right?
Yeah, so you go left, shoot that step.
Hard dribble, spin move to your right hand, dominant hand. Go lay
take your sorry ass to the crib.
That's facts, Jay.
Go get to you. I got you, thing. You know what it is.
That's facts.
Go get your bucket, baby. Don't let them force you nowhere. This is your court. You in control. You got the ball. You don't get forced nowhere.
Go left, finish right.
This
Give 'em what
nigga
they
Ross is
want.
talking.
Go left, finish right.
Can I just quickly address chat? Some people think it's bluster with the chess. Look, I'm not great at a ton of things in life, but I'm a 50-year-old man who started playing chess when I was 5 years old and was the captain of my high school chess team. And there are a few things in life that I can stake a claim on, and chess is one.
My brother.
You know what that means in English, Ox? Don't with me, because I will win the floor with you. That's what that
bust
means.
your ass
With me. I don't know how to do a lot of things. But this one thing I know how to do, I will bust your ass.
Should we start an amateur league, Mars? Me, you, and Dave?
That's what that sounds like to me.
I'm sure there are plenty of games I'll get beat at. But
yes.
Yeah. That one game of chess I've played in my life, I knew that was the one.
He left well on top.
Listen, brother, I ain't good at a lot of stuff. There's one thing I'm good at. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Look, you just happened to bring up one of my strengths.
That's
yes,
you.
Sir. Don't with me.
For me? Oh, Ox?
That's for Ox right there. This super chat. Go ahead, Ox. Do your homework. Come in here and tell me Draymond can't shoot. Do your homework, brother.
Okay. He's a bum.
Like we ain't see that game.
That doesn't mean he can shoot.
I just hate this conversation.
Give me 5 players who have had a better game 7 in the finals than Draymond Green has.
No.
Okay then. Yeah.
He did lose, so I mean, you probably
how many game 7s
that ain't his fault.
That ain't his fault. If we think about
the pinnacle of the sport, and Draymond has had a top 5 game ever in that situation.
I mean, Mars, you spare right now, bro. You know you spare, bro.
Yeah. That's why when I do my peak series, 1 game peak. Hell yeah.
I did a short peek.
All right. Honcho 7612 said, I don't know if the money works at all, but would you do some sort of package of Maxey and 2 first-round picks for Curry and go all in on the next 2 years?
If I'm the Warriors, hell yeah.
Maxey's better than Curry.
If I'm the Warriors, I would do that trade in a heartbeat.
I think Maxey is eligible for a massive extension maybe next year. I forget what it is. It's 360 or something. It's
he got to get another first team, and then he's eligible for the Super. Not first team, just all NBA.
That's right.
What was funny about that, Ox? What was funny about what you said? What was the comedic value?
Maxey is better than Steph Curry.
I disagree with Ox, but he's said to a few people are better than Steph today who have disagreed with him. Maxey is most egregious one.
Maxey is better. Jalen Brunson's they're both better than Steph today.
But I haven't seen Steph play basketball today, so I don't know. Maybe Maxey had a better day today. I don't know, but I haven't seen him.
Like check it out. What I'm saying is, okay, if we're doing a one play-in game type situation, Steph's gonna get at anybody because he's the most dangerous man to ever walk the earth with a basketball.
And somehow Maxey is better than that.
Yes, because
because you play more than one game a year.
I'm talking about an 82 game season. I'm talking about 82 games in the playoffs.
It brings more value across 82 games.
Right. I'm not talking about, like, obviously I understand how basketball works. That's why when we do these lists, it's really hard for me to have top anything lists because anybody can get it. Anybody. The 15th guy on your list can kill the 6th guy on your list on any given day because that's how basketball works. But in an 82 game season, I want Tyrese Maxey over Steph Curry. I want Jalen Brunson over Steph Curry.
So you think Maxey is Philly's second best player?
Depending on Joel Embiid's health, yeah.
I mean, based on this, just the logic of him being better than Steph for the same reasons.
Oh, yeah, yes.
Okay.
Based on that, based on the full season, yes. I think it goes Jaylen Brown, Maxey, Bron, Joel.
Maxey led the league in minutes, was that right?
Joel, your 4th best player, you really might be better than the 2017 Warriors. I mean, shit. KD won't lie.
KD rarely lies. KD's a truth teller. I think KD is a truth teller.
It is what it is.
Yeah, for once I agree with KD. Adam West the Bandit sent through $5 and said, it's only one realistic trade for Curry, and it's hilarious how y'all love to not mention us. Steph for Jamal and Christian Brown is the best they'll get.
Swiper burner.
Steph for a bad shooter than Steph is elite, but you know.
Swiper burner detected.
Oh, well, this is actually Swiper's burner right here. Shout out to
Jesus.
Swiper Got an Itch.
Oh, my Lord.
You better scratch it.
Hey, you better go to the. You know what?
Yes.
Shout out to Swiper, man, and shout out to that.
Here I was thinking that was just a Serbian name. Damn.
Hey, Mars, are we just doing game?
Urban Magic Swiper.
Game 7 in the NBA championship or game 7 period?
No, NBA Finals, the biggest stage. We don't care about no first round game 7.
I just wanted to make sure. Because my wheels started turning.
Because he would have to put Steph 50 ball at number 1. That's why.
Yeah, because I started thinking
like Jason Tatum may have 51.
He 100% did that. He 100%.
Steph's 50 ball was better.
No, it wasn't.
Against real comp, by the way. We talking the Kings.
The Sacramento Kings were real comp at the time. They were favored to win the series.
He 100%
real comp.
But as you were saying, Ron, I apologize.
We were the better team.
Series, I think.
No, because you would have won. But the Kings were favored to win the series.
That was a hell of a series.
That was a good series. Shout out to Harrison Barnes.
Hell of a series.
Oh.
Salute to Great White 04 becoming a YouTube member. Shout out to Great White. Thanks for joining up. If you're not a YouTube member yet, now is the time to go ahead and join up. You get all type of exclusive perks for becoming a member at whatever level you join at. When you go to the membership tiers, you'll be able to see all of that good stuff before you join up. All right. Speaking of members, my man Leaf Diggy sent through a members chat and said, "Ron, enough of this. Let's help Steph Ish. It's over." Is it over for Steph?
It's never over.
Kinda.
We put the basketball down.
I mean, the winning part of it is probably over, but I mean, Steph's still gonna be good.
Yeah, not if he goes to Boston.
I mean,
a few things to go to with
he's gonna go to Boston to lose whenever he sees Philly. I mean, still loser.
Well, they can maybe Kawhi could take care of Philly for him,
so that he could just lose to Kawhi again.
It's better to lose to Kawhi than lose to Bron.
Oh my gosh. So
989 Michi.
So I mean, it is what it is.
989 Michi sent through $5 and said, "Shout out to the Cleveland Sirens unveiling yesterday. Love it for the league. Just waiting on Detroit to come through, so I have a team to root for."
And I like
until they come
that's
through,
what they're
just root
being
for Asia.
called, the Cleveland Sirens.
Yeah, and I liked. I think it was the owner. I like
Cleveland Police Force
when she said,
Jesus,
we're not taking like the Cavs colors or the names. We're gonna have our own team. We're gonna have our own supporters. We're gonna do our own lane. We're gonna our own path. I like that. I wish them all the best.
Not and Ron, not the siren like the police, like siren like the mythical creature.
Yeah,
that's the
Cleveland Rust.
Jesus Christ.
The Cleveland Rust would be the best name.
Those also
I can only think off the top of my head, Miles,
Rusty ass.
I can only think of 4 games off the top.
One of them is Bill Russell, right? That'd be Bill Russell.
30-40.
Yeah.
Frazier in game 7.
Oh, good. That's a good one. Great one. Yep.
James Worthy in 88.
That's not bad. That's not bad in Draymond.
That's fine. 16 against the Bad Boys. Ooh, we got busy that night.
It was a triple double as well. Don't forget 10 assists.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Wasn't bad in Draymond though, but yeah, good game. Good game.
James in 13, game 7 against the Spurs.
That was a really good game.
Those are the. I'm just thinking.
Now, if I say that wasn't bad in Draymond's, Bron FC gonna come for me.
I'm just. Those are the 4 that I got to go do some more homework, Miles. But those are the 4 that I'm thinking about.
I think those are probably some good ones. I mean, Jerry West game 7, and I know he lost as well, but 69. He had what? He had a 40-point triple double.
He had 40.
That's the other.
That's probably the best one.
Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking about.
Personally, from my vantage point, that is probably the best game 7 final performance. He just happened to lose, but
I think
Draymond can be second. Oh no, how can I forget? Bill Russell.
Yeah, 30 and 40. Stop it.
Yeah, real impact. You know what I'm saying?
All right, Gabe Too Funny sent through a members chat and said, "Ron don't trust Golden State to build, to fight this hard."
Do you trust them, Ron, to build at all?
It's not.
Ron doesn't care about the Warriors. That's why he doesn't care about them. He wants Steph Curry to compete for something.
That's not true. That's not true.
Whatever.
Well, no. I want Steph to compete.
The Kings for the next.
It wasn't really the point.
I want Steph to compete. I'm just talking about from a GM perspective, from a front office perspective. I'm not letting nobody just. If somebody's about to retire or if they're about to walk out the door, I'm trading you for something.
I'm not letting you walk out the front door neither. I ain't feeling that.
All right, last but not least, we got a members chat from Rambo E. Rambo E said, why can't Steph just go out like Duncan, Dirk, and Kobe? He don't gotta leave. Doubt he wants to be like KD and Bron, respectfully.
You can.
Well, I mean, Duncan went out in the playoffs. Kobe went out as one of the worst players in the NBA, but shout out to the 60 points. And Dirk went out borderline handicapped. Oh, no, Steph
Yeah,
wants
but
to
they
go out
all
like
went
he's
out with
not
their
there.
same team, and there's something cool about that. Like 20, 30 years down the road, it's just there's something nice about like Steph just intimately tied with the Warriors his entire career, and I think that's worth a little bit of.
He's been there for what, 17 years, right? He's going into year 18. It's a long time.
Yeah, forever. Yeah.
All right, chat. It's been real. We will be back same time, same place tomorrow. Pirate J, Dane, Mars, Chill. I'll catch you guys later. We out.
Later.
It was great seeing y'all again.
Take it easy, brother.
Later. Good to see you, Pirate. Yes, sir,
Yeah,
brother.
you too, bro. Yeah.
Pirate, I'm gonna take your money soon. So I'm gonna be the real pirate.
I hope to see you soon, though.